Kevin Hester, you are ridiculous.
The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Shut up. See that? That's your IQ, buddy. 0.
Hungry Chicago, finally champions on this January day in New Orleans.
This is the Barely Qualified Podcast with your hosts, Nick Labris, Jason Maxwell, and Drew Bailey.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Barely Qualified Podcast. I'm Jason Maxwell. With me, as always, are Drew Bailey and Nick Labris. First things first, to round out the year, we're going to have a dual show with New Year's Day and on Thursday and the Bears regular season finale on Sunday against the Lions. We're going to review the Bears 49ers game, game of the year nominee, honestly, even though it didn't end up in the Bears' favor. Still a phenomenal game. Plus, we're going to go around the league in the second to last week of the regular season, hit our podium list. We'll preview the Bears-Lions season finale. We're going to crown our first ever guillotine winner. So congratulations to the mystery winner that we'll announce later. We'll finish our fantasy pick'ems and give you, the people, some ironclad betting advice. We wish everyone had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating. Hopefully you celebrated it well with friends and family. A couple of days from now, the new year is upon us. But before we get to all that, before we start the show, I want to tell you a little bit about our friends over at Lola's Handcrafted Churros in downtown Lisle. Lola's offers up handcrafted churros from scratch, made to order and piping hot. Doesn't stop there. Lola's pairs these bad boys with ice cream sundaes. Talking about s'mores, churros sundae, matcha fruity pebbles, Nutella, strawberry, the list goes on. Get a dozen, get a sundae, stop in just for one. Whatever you do, you're going to love it. They have coffee, horchata, freshly made churros, ice cream, and as a wise man once said, what more could you want? So check them out at Lola, that's L-O-L-A, churros.com. Follow them on Instagram, TikTok at Lola's Handcrafted Churros, and let us know how you like it. So again, a lot going on, folks. We've had the holidays upon us, Christmas, the New Year's coming up, and some football sprinkled in between because the NFL dominates our lives. They put 3 games on Christmas, another 2 on Saturday, the rest on Sunday, another one on Monday. Nick, I'm out of breath already. Nick, I'm going to pass the torch over to you, as we always do. Can you take us through the Bears and the 49ers epic battle on Sunday Night Football this past Sunday?
Yeah, I can do that. Before I get to that, though, you just mentioned the slate that we had this week. Between that and not working, I never knew what day it was. I don't know. I'm still confused. I don't really know. I know that another weird work week is happening, and it's just that time of year where it's dark at 5:00 and I don't know what day it is ever. And it's just, I hate it.
It's Ab Ripper X, man. I hate it, but I love it. I hate it, but I love it.
Yeah, right. We're now in I guess if you're a New Year's person, I guess you're kind of in a sweet spot, but this is kind of the beginning of the worst part of the year for me, just like in terms of like weather wise, right? Because it's just, we're in like the bleak part of winter. So, but anyway, yeah. I don't want to go too deep down a weather talk. Let's go into the Bears 49ers game. These are the kind of games that you hope for on primetime games. Not necessarily as a fan of either team, but just as a neutral observer watching. You just want to see points scored. You just want to see a lot of points, a lot of cool plays, stuff like that. So as a Bears fan, you typically don't get to deliver when the nation is begging for a good game and you see the Bears playing on primetime. So seeing the Bears play on primetime and deliver an absolute offensive shootout that was played in doubt until like literally the last play of the game. It was fun. It was a nice change. It was a really fun game. Obviously, Jay, you mentioned at the top, didn't get the result we wanted, but it was fun to watch, and it was nice to not be embarrassed about a nationally televised game. The Bears have had plenty of stinkers. They've even had games that they've won on national TV that were like, man, this was the worst game I've ever watched in my life. So it's nice to see a game that people nationally enjoyed watching and had fun. And also the national sentiment leaving after this game is kind of similar to how I feel right now, in that, like, okay, Bears lost, but you know what? They're gonna be able to play with anybody.
Yeah.
And like this 49ers team is playing for the number 1 seed this weekend. So the Bears went to their house and they played stride for stride with them until the last play of the game. And I think that's what a lot of people are taking away. And that's what I'm taking away. It's kind of the 180 from my the first Packers game reaction. It's probably the reaction I should have had in that game, but I wasn't feeling it there. But here it's just kind of like, yeah, the Bears went to one of the best teams in the NFC, one of the best teams in the NFL, and they were right with them. And that's all you can really ask for. I bet you give me a play from the 6-yard line to win the game. 10 times the Bears probably win 6-7 of those times, I would imagine, with Ben Johnson. So I'm pretty confident that I think the Bears, are the Bears going to go to the Super Bowl? We'll see, but I do know that the Bears can play with anybody. So that's really all I wanted to see. So that's my little soliloquy off the top. If we're going to dive into the game a little bit, I think the first thing you want to talk about is Caleb, but I'm going to talk about the defense first, because we knew it. We've been saying it all year. The Bears defense, particularly the pass rush, is the Bears' Achilles heel. Bears just, if they're not creating turnovers, they are just not a very good unit. They did get the turnover on the first play of the game, but besides that, just giving up chunks of yards without any I think I mentioned at one point it looked like a 7-on-7 game because there was just no defense being played.
Yeah.
Bears defense is the only team besides the Cowboys to give up 40 plus in 3 games this season. Not great. Can't have that. They are 1-2 in those games. They did win one of them, the Bengals game, and I don't remember what week it was. And then obviously week 2 game against the Lions, they gave up 52. And then this week they gave up 42 to the Niners. So let me stop there for a second. Offense is awesome. We had a lot of fun watching Caleb and the receivers. We'll talk about them in a minute. Is this defense bad enough to scare you in the postseason? Because to be honest with you, my answer is yes. Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, yes, it is. It is. And I think it's, we put a lot of people on pumpkin watch throughout this year and throughout the past year, and Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and whatnot. And, I think we've all had in the back of our head, like, are the Bears and their defense on pumpkin watch? We've said it pretty consistently. If the Bears can't get turnovers, that defensive line can't get pressure, is it sustainable against elite, not even elite, good or better than average offenses? Not, I'm not gonna overreact here, but this is what can happen to this Bears defense. It really can, and you have a really good head coach. I mean, and especially when you get in the playoffs and you're going to be going up against, McVay and, Shanahan and really good coaches. You got to be able to stop teams or get 2 or 3 turnovers a game. And that's really the name of the game. What's nice, though, is the counter swing is the offense is going to be able to keep you in the game, right? Yeah. No matter what. So, and I know we're not talking about the offense. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, should we be worried come playoff time that the Bears defense can't hang? Yeah. It's not catastrophic. It's not keeping me up at night, because we've also proven that we can win games. We've also proven that our two most recent losses, we had the ball on, 4th and goal with time expiring. And like you said, Nick, 60% of the times you're going to win that game. And that's not a bad spot to be. I'll take that every day as a Bears fan. I'll take that every day. So, take that for what it is.
Yeah, no, that's a fair response. Drew, is this defense keeping you up at night? Is it kind of limiting your expectations or hopes of this team in the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm just simply put, yes. I think that we've said to a certain extent turnovers only go so far, and past the regular season, there's no guarantees in playoff games that people are going to be making mistakes and making errant throws or tighter decisions. I think if anything in the playoffs, you tighten up a little bit more and aren't making those extra decisions to turn the ball over. You grip the ball a little bit tighter. You throw a cleaner spiral. You're not throwing into double coverage, tuck and running a little bit more as a quarterback. So, it terrifies me, especially when I might not be afraid first round matchup, but second round or, the entire NFC West terrifies me because they are all offensive juggernauts that can hang up 40 points. And saying that the Bears can keep up as an offense with any of these teams is great, but sooner or later, just like it happened this past weekend, sooner or later it's going to catch up to you, and you can't win every single game that comes down to the wire. So I'd feel much more comfortable with everybody being a little bit healthier if we're keeping the scores in the 20s, because that makes me feel like we can outpace a team with the offense very easy. But by God, this NFC West scares the shit out of me with their offenses against our defense. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. The NFC West is a wagon. Like, even the Cardinals have a pretty good offense, and they're terrible. But yeah, the whole NFC West, the ones that are going to make the playoffs, very scary teams. I do think the Rams have taken a couple steps back the past few weeks, but we can talk about that a little bit if we really wanted to. But yeah, I agree with you, Drew. I think if you want to make a deep run, the one unit you probably should not have giving up 42 points in a game is one unit you can't have just completely shit the bed is your defense. Like, we've seen bad offenses go to the Super Bowls. We've seen bad offenses go kind of far in the playoffs. We've seen bad offenses for a long time. Bad offense can be picked up by bad. I just feel like bad defense is just so deflating when your team marches down and scores like a 14-play drive, and then you turn around and they scored in 6 plays, and it's like that was all for nothing. It was a wash after that. So it's very deflating when your defense is bad. Nothing's gonna change right between now and then. So it's it is what it is. I do think that the Bears, obviously, like the big problem with the Bears, besides just defense and as a whole, is just that they can't generate a pass rush. That's been the knock on this team since training camp. Where's the pressure going to come from? Right? Because you got Montez Sweat, who's being double teamed on every play. You have Gravon Dexter, who's an interior defensive lineman. His job really isn't to get pressure, but he's the second most sacks on the team this year. Booker has flashed a little bit this year, and he might be able to get some pressure, but it doesn't seem like it's consistent where you want it to be. So unless somebody can really turn it on in the playoffs, which you would imagine probably won't happen, this defense makes me very nervous.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I think when I think of Austin Booker, I still think that I want him to be something, and I don't think he's ever going to be that anything in the NFL. And listen, if I have to eat those words 2 years down the road, awesome. I will be the guy who doubted Austin Booker. But I see him playing. I'm like, that's a guy who's probably out of the league next year or in 2 years. Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
I think Austin Booker's made enough of has flashed enough on film to be like a rotational guy. Maybe like
fair.
Your third or your fourth pass rusher. He's not a starter, not an NFL starter. He's not a guy you can line up and say, go get me 8 to 10 sacks a season. Like, that's not going to be him. But he could have a monster game here or there. Maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. Where's Shea McClellan when you need him?
I know. I got to imagine he was Irish. Yeah. He just didn't like.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
It just seems like a strong Irish name.
Seems Italian, but maybe
not.
No,
yeah.
Anyway, Shea McClellan. Maybe the worst draft pick of all time. Maybe the worst draft pick Not Bears draft pick, but just draft pick of all time.
Just straight up.
Just the worst. Anyway, all right. So, one fun thing about this game, and we'll talk about the offense, or we're going to talk about the last play in a second. But one thing, Drew, you have it noted here. They mentioned on the broadcast. It's a cool thing. This is the first and a regular season game in NFL history to be tied at 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35, which just kind of shows you how back and forth and evenly matched these teams were. Because, the Bears offense is a problem. The 49ers defense is not good at all. So just kind of went exactly the way you expect it to, Probably should have hammered the over in this game.
Yeah, I know.
But really should have. It was really staring at you. We talked in depth about how bad the defenses were on our last show, and right over the head there. So it was just a fun stat, though. I thought that was cool. You'd imagine that it happened at some point, but no, it had not. So that's cool.
That is really cool. That's a crazy stat. I don't think that'll ever happen again.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you got to imagine it probably won't, right?
Right.
But yeah, that's crazy. All right. Defense is not good. Covered that. Let's talk about the last play. I think there is a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on this last play. Drew, you wrote this. I'm going to give you the floor. What were your thoughts on that last play, and what do you think? Where do you think it went sideways on them?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessarily that I agreed with any of these particular thoughts. It was just all of the things that I saw being brought out in media and armchair quarterbacks that were analyzing what Caleb should have done or anything. The last play of the game, I think there's a couple of things to analyze just out the gate. Is the first one was the running clock and snapping the ball with 4 seconds and going. I don't know if maybe they should have, or was the ball downed?
I believe they clocked it to play before.
They did clock it. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And yeah, they didn't have a timeout to go. So there wasn't much time to really run any sort of huge huddles or strategize. I think before that, there was a couple of people, or what I was seeing, there was a little bit of a mismanagement of the clock because it was running for so long before that play, that hook and ladder that got down to the 4 seconds, and then they clocked the ball. But I think Ben Johnson even came out and said had a little bit of a mismanagement there. I think you can chalk that one up. But let's talk really quickly the analysis that everyone's kind of putting out. First off, the number one thing when Caleb snaps the ball and DeAndre goes out on the swing route, he's looking at the middle of the field. So, and sorry, we're not showing you guys this on YouTube or anything, but he's looking at the middle of the field. DeAndre is split out to his, or running straight out to his left. And you see 3 defenders going towards that side and a safety streaking towards him. So Caleb throws that ball. DeAndre's got to make at least one man miss. It's not exactly the high percentage play. When you have 4 seconds left and you're out of timeouts, the ball has to go to the end zone.
Yeah,
there's no other.
You throw it short and you have to make somebody miss, and you don't make that person miss, then you gave yourself like very little chance. You got to put the ball in the end zone. So I've seen that as well, and I think that's just people taking screenshots on Twitter and just saying, "Wow, look at this wide open guy." Yeah, and we're gonna get to more screenshots on Twitter for wide open guys in a minute.
Yes.
But yeah, that was the case with Swift.
You're in any play for whether it's in the middle of the field or on your side of the field with 12 minutes left to go, the beginning of the game, the running back swing is not the first read anyway. Right. Caleb's not going to immediately. It's a check down. If you don't see anything on your first or second read, so his eyes aren't going to go out to. And if DeAndre was going to have any chance at anything there, the ball needed to be out as soon as he snapped it to beat somebody to the corner, or else he's got to make 2 men miss, make a spin move, hit the circle button and get in the end zone. But the second thing that I'm seeing, as soon as Caleb kind of rolled out, what everyone took screenshots is DJ Moore being wide open on the complete opposite end of the field with a cornerback chasing, I don't know if it was Jade or whoever, back across the middle of the field, leaving DJ completely wide open. No. Yeah. Just no, that's almost a 40 to 50 yard throw from one side of the field to another. And there's no reason why his eyes should ever be on that side of the field towards things.
You'll never see that rolling against the grain. You just can't. Yeah. If you actually try to take that read, you're just going to lose all sense of wherever you're going, and the game's over. Like this, you can't do that.
I don't think people realize that a football field is over 50 yards wide. Like that's it's like I just looked it up to make sure, 53.3 yards wide. So it's more than half, as like the width is more than half of the length, right? Or I guess less than if you include the end zones. But you know what I'm saying? It's a very long throw. Throwing it 50 feet flat-footed or 50 yards flat-footed, the strongest arm in the NFL couldn't do that. Like that's not an option. Like DJ Moore jumping up and down and kind of, I know he was just trying to make Caleb see him, but him like jumping up and down is just like not a good look, because that would have been an impossible throw.
Yeah. I was chuckling a little bit because Eric joined us on the chat and said only Uncle Rico could have made that throw. I think he's got a point there.
That's true. I forgot about Uncle Rico. Good point.
But also, you know what that would have reminded me of, though, to a certain degree, is we were absolutely all over Jordan Love against the Panthers, and he made an actual similar throw against the grain, threw it up, and it should have been an interception because, honestly, if we're being honest, there's probably 3 quarterbacks in the league that could make that throw to get on time. And one of them is Caleb. Like, so don't get me wrong. Like, he's got an incredible arm. We know that. We don't need to go into that further, but there's no reason in the world that as a quarterback, you can be scanning at that angle while your body's going left. And I mean, you're basically looking behind you, and you can't do that in the NFL. These guys are too fast. So anyone who's saying that Caleb missed DJ there, it was in complete scramble mode. Yeah. And this is an unreasonable take.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And there's this isn't Madden. There are real life people on the other side of the field, regardless of and
there's physics involved here.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the guy who was sprinting towards the middle of the field, what Caleb would have had to do to turn back and throw would have easily just needed to stop, plant his feet, and run back towards DJ. It's not like he was 5 yards in front of him to just throw a dart.
Yeah, and guess what? Without eyes in the back of your head, if no one's there, what happens? You're fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, just you have a spidey sense that someone's there.
Right.
With a broken play, no one's doing that ever. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And the last couple of things, or the last thing that I just said, it wasn't really that anybody was saying it anywhere, is I know Caleb makes some pretty sick throws, but he threw a ground ball. The last one, like, he's in scramble mode. He's just trying to get it out there. He's trying to get it to the end zone. My take towards that, and my only negative take towards that, is just, who cares if it gets intercepted? You just got to throw it up into the end zone and give somebody a chance, more than throwing a ground ball right at the beginning of the end zone where nobody's going to catch the ball. So that's the one take that I had, is I would have liked to see, he did a hell of a job at scrambling and moving around and getting the opportunity for his guys to get there. I would have just liked to see him just loft it up. And even if it gets tipped, or even if it gets intercepted, so what? He gave somebody a chance. The way he kind of threw that ball, there wasn't a shot for anybody to catch that.
No, that's fair. I mean, we've talked about that too before, and we were kind of grilling. I mean, Russell Wilson, remember that one game where he just threw the ball off the crossbar? Yeah. And I'm not saying, I don't mean to compare that, but like, the only comparison there is you got to give someone a chance and just hope because what happens? An interception happens, the game's over, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only other thing I had. I mean, Caleb played a fantastic, maybe one of his best primetime games and one of his best games, period. So I'm able to cut him slack. And Nick even touched on it at the beginning. Is you can lose games like that, knowing that you had a shot, especially with the situation that we're in the playoffs. It's great to see all these armchair quarterbacks coming out and saying, well, he should have done that. He should have done that. He should have done that. This was wide open. I can't fault Caleb for anything that he did for trying to keep that play alive and scramble and do a lot of things. And so, just sit back down in your chair, slink back down, have another beer. It wasn't a game that was necessary to win, especially since Seattle had already won and was more than likely locked for the 1 seed.
Right, because you got to think that if the Bears beat the 49ers, then the 49ers week 18 game against the Niners
doesn't mean
Seahawks,
much.
It means nothing. They probably rest starters.
Yeah.
Seahawks are probably going to win that game and get the 1 seed anyway.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say about that last play before we move on, and it's not really a criticism of, well, it kind of, I guess it will be, but one thing I haven't really seen talked about is that, and to kind of get ready for what I'm about to say, is like most of the game I was watching, I was like, I haven't seen Caleb make any of those like Houdini escapes yet this game.
Yeah.
And it's because the 49ers couldn't get pressure on Caleb Williams to save their lives. And then I was thinking about that last play after it happened. I'm like, why was Caleb scrambling so much? The entire game, they got no pressure. What happened? Where was the breakdown? I watched the play a few times. Their defensive end on the offensive left, so their right end just didn't get I don't know if it was a mix up with the O-line where Ozzie was supposed to like fan out and he thought he was supposed to get like a blitzer in like the C gap or something. I don't know what his assignment was, but it looks like he just let him go past him, like didn't touch it.
Yeah.
So that to me is a very it sucks that it happened at a key moment, but that's a fixable problem. You get that guy blocked, I think you're probably looking at obviously a much better chance, but like you might actually have got a legit shot of scoring. So that was what kind of threw me off as I was thinking about it. Like, why that shouldn't have happened. Like, what the hell's going on? And then also just, there was a little conversation about how Ben Johnson took the accountability for not getting the play in on time, and Caleb had to kind of make it work in the wrong formation or something like that. I genuinely think that Ben Johnson thought that the hook and ladder play was going to be the game winner.
Touchdown.
I think he thought that was going to be a touchdown. And then I think that they may have thought that the Niners were going to take a timeout when they were lined up to see what they had, because the Niners had a timeout left.
Mm-hmm.
And when that wasn't going to happen, I think they were kind of like, oh shit, we got to run this now. And not great, but also a learning experience. And I could be completely wrong, but I do genuinely think that the hook and ladder play was they thought that was going to be the touchdown play.
I agree with you. And I love that hook and ladder play too. I know it didn't get in the end zone, but I was like, oh, this is I don't know what the hell happened there. Maybe we talk about that later, but I loved it. I was as soon as I saw the ball going, I was like, we're in the end zone, boys. And I loved the moxie. I loved the call. It was great.
I don't want to derail the conversation too much. Yeah, but I actually, when the play happened, that was my reaction as well. Was holy shit, they're doing a hook and ladder. This is awesome. This is going to score. And then on the replays, I was like, how did that not work? It's like they knew it was coming or something. And then I'm like, okay, you're in the red zone, which is a very compact area, so there's not a ton of room for people to like be spread out. On top of the fact that Loveland like pitched the ball immediately, so nobody really reacted to him having the ball by the time that he had pitched it, which I'm not trying to throw any blame on Colson Loveland or anything like that, but I do think that you do have to hold it for a beat before you pitch it so that people converge on you and put them out of position to catch Swift on the full speed on the edge there. But again, I'm not going to nitpick specific actions done by NFL players because I don't know.
Fair.
They're really good at their job, but I did think that was going to be the touchdown play in real time.
This is random, and I hate to say this, but I can't keep it in my brain anymore. But that was probably one of the best losses I've ever seen. I've never felt better after a loss. I got to say that. Yeah. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I felt the same.
Mhm.
I felt the same. I was not, after, like I said, after the Packers week, what is it, 14 game, I think it was, like the one that they lost in Green Bay. You guys know I was down. A lot of people seem to kind of have a similar attitude, but when this game ended, I was like, you know what? Offense looked awesome. Caleb looked awesome. The play calling was awesome. The young receivers were awesome, minus a couple drops, but forgiven. Everything looked great up until that last play. So, yeah, I felt super confident about this team. I felt more confident about this team than I did before the game, which is crazy to say after a loss.
Yeah. No, I'm there too.
The only thing that I hated was Brock Purdy's dancing.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off the most about the game. Obviously, yeah, you can feel good about a game where you put up 38 points. It's just knowing that it's against another playoff team in their stadium, and you went toe to toe with them, with a team that's had playoff runs before. That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah.
It almost makes you feel like you're there or you're arrived. There's still steps to be taken, but it shows that you deserve to be where you are. And I think that's what a lot of people around media are saying. That's what a lot of teams around the league are saying. Shanahan had a lot of respect for Caleb after this game, saying that he can almost make any throw that's possible. He's got one of the best arms, and he's going to go a long way. So it's starting to be identified that the Bears are not a fluke, and games like this, even though they're losses, and like Jay said, you can take and you can swallow, especially with what we're going into in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, well said. And Drew, I don't know if you saw this on DeAndre Swift's second touchdown. He went into a Dougie, and then he kind of said, "Get that shit out of here." And one of my favorite things in sports in life is when somebody has like a signature celebration, and then that signature celebration gets like mocked by another team when they're like losing a game or something like that. I love that shit. I love it. Like, it's such like a petty, stupid thing, but I love it. It just, I don't know why, it just gets me. It makes me feel like, I remember very vividly the Panthers when Cam Newton was doing the Superman thing. Someone scored a touchdown that beat the Panthers, and he did that, and then he zipped it up, and I thought it was really cool. But anyway, I love that stuff.
No, it's great.
So yeah, I think you weren't the only one, Drew, is what I'm getting at. Not a lot of people like the dancing. Yeah. Brock Purdy, dude. Okay. Again, I don't want to go too much in the sidetrack. I've said that 4 times already. But that dude is due for a humbling. Like, he's due to get humbled. Like, this is a CPA playing quarterback, and he looks like a dork out there, and he's doing awesome. Like, he's doing really good right now. But I mean, he's due for a humbling. That's all I'm going to say.
I couldn't agree more. I think that there are a couple of quarterbacks. Jordan Love, I think, is one of them. Brock Purdy's another, that because of the situation that they landed themselves into with, and again, I'm not trying to glaze Shanahan or these coaches too much, but I mean, these guys come into these offensive systems where they say, listen, the only thing we're going to care about right now is drafting and coaching an offensive line that makes the quarterback's job a lot easier, and to scheme things to get our wide receivers wide open and simplify playbooks to a certain degree for a quarterback. Those guys do such a good job of that. And I sound like such a hater saying this, but like, I really do believe, like, you'd put a lot of other quarterbacks in Brock Purdy's position or Jordan Love's positions, and it elevates that team. Immediately. I'm not saying there's 20 of them. I'm not saying that there's 15. I just have them in the bottom half. I truly, if I were to redraft and say, listen, I have the Packers team and I have the 49ers team, and which quarterbacks would you like? I guarantee you that I'm not putting Brock Purdy or Jordan Love in the top half.
Yeah, and I think that both of those takes are valid and proven by the fact that their backups have come in and not really missed a beat on offense in both cases.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Mac Jones is terrible.
Right. We've seen
like,
Mac
he
Jones.
won games, right? And he is awful.
Really bad. It just makes you wonder, how bad is Trey Lance? It's like the only thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
how
that's a
bad
good
is
point.
Trey
That's, he must be pretty damn bad.
So fucking bad.
Yeah, he must be pretty bad.
Like
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, no thanks,
Great
buddy.
point. And Jerry Jones gave up a 4th-round pick for him, which is awesome.
Jerry Jones, he loves a trade.
Jerry Jones loves brown alcohol, a bad trade, and other things that can't be named.
Yes, and absolutely. All right. So the Bears offense, we've said a few times, just look, this is the most best game from start to finish the Bears offense has had all season. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, the Bears offense has had moments where they looked like this, but they have not been able to string it together for 4 quarters. And I really think that the Bears, like this was the best offensive game the Bears maybe have ever played in my life. Like, when you just talk about not just like lucky blown coverages, but just like playing good football and good plays and good play and all that stuff. Caleb he was 25 of 42 for 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. The 330 yards passing made it so that it's not out of the realm of possibility for 4,000 to still be a thing this year. We had all given up hope about 3-4 weeks ago, and we're kind of back. It would take a pretty big game. We need 270 to get to 4,000. But the Lions defense isn't great. They're pretty banged up. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. It's not out of the question. I might bet on it, but I wouldn't suggest betting on it. You know what I mean?
At 270.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, listen, that is a lot. It's probably not going to happen, but would be fun.
I mean, I have a future. I have a future 100 to win 40. I think it was Big Cats at the beginning of the year. He had Caleb to throw for 4,000. So I have that future sitting in my pocket. I think it's 100 to win 480. So I might double down. No, don't
double down.
Yeah,
don't double
down.
down.
Double down pancakes, baby. And Nick, are you looking up his current line? What it's projected at?
I don't think it's posted yet. At least it's not on DraftKings.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
look
really.
like it. Don't have props.
Yeah, not yet.
It'll be interesting.
It will be interesting. My bet is that it'll be less than 270. So you might be able to get some juice if you get 270.
Yeah.
But of Caleb, we can talk about Caleb's stats. They were nice. I will say that the first touchdown through Luther Burden was an unbelievable throw. Side note, Luther Burden is going to be a problem in this league. Very excited for Luther Burden. But that throw we made to Luther Burden was awesome. The throw to Colson Loveland, the long one to Colson Loveland, was the most Rodgers-like play I've ever seen a Bears player have, and it got me feeling things I've never felt before. So, I don't know if you guys were like sitting on your couch and just like, I don't know, it just kind of was like hitting me like, holy shit, this guy, like, I mean, I have not really doubted a ton this season, but this was like a holy shit, dude. I may not just be like blindly fan believing. I might be like straight up believing right now. You know what I mean?
I think it's completely warranted. He's making some throws that you can count on one hand how many other quarterbacks can make those throws, and he's getting smarter, and he's learning how to quarterback. Guys, I mean, I'm not trying to. Well, I am. I'm going to go all in here and say this. I'm going to glaze.
Get all in there.
What we said at the beginning of this year is, listen, this is the year. This is the year to find out if we have a guy or not. Okay. He was in a bad position last year. No coach, no nothing. He's in a great position this year. Can he get better? And he has gotten better in a linear path of just steady growth through this year. And he's been doing it in every facet of the game. He's increased his escapability, his knowledge of the quarterback position, when to throw the ball away, not saying, hey, you know what, the media wants us to get our completion percentage to 70, but you know what factors into a lower completion percentage is knowing when to throw the ball away, fight for another down, not take a negative play, not take a sack, not take an interception. Yep. His accuracy was what we were saying. And again, I think that I'm nitpicking. Can his accuracy still improve? Sure. Has it gotten better considerably? Yes. He's checking every. What has he gotten worse at? Nothing. He's gotten better at everything. And his better is to a level where he's right now a top 10 quarterback, like hands down. You don't even have to think about it. Top 10, no question in my mind in this league right now.
Yeah, I think so.
The thing sorry, Nick, the thing that I think that play for me kind of makes me feel, Nick, you said Rodgers like, but also like Caleb gets it. Last year I feel on a defensive offsides free play, like Caleb rolls out and that ball goes out of bounds, or that ball is misthrown or checked down or something like that. I think getting it and understanding that ball needs to be a shot towards the end zone or a shot deep downfield and accurate, like you got a chance to make it. That's where I'm so encouraged by Caleb understanding more just the game and the situations of everything. And the cool thing too was like he saw Colston Loveland track across the field, and that's what Colston Loveland did awesomely, because he was straight on the other side of the field, the other boundary essentially. And once he saw his quarterback rolling to that side, sprinted all the way to the other side, got a beat on his guy. So like, shows me that like they're all meshing too, and that's so encouraging.
Yeah. I mean, seeing this kind of life from Caleb and the young pass catchers is just it's all we wanted this season, right? These are like the things we wanted this year. Develop some kind of rapport with. I mean, Rome has been out for the past 4 or 5 games, but that was obviously there before. I think he might still be the leading receiver on the team. Maybe not now. I don't know. I have to look into that. But but also Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, like those are the 3 pass catchers that are probably going to be his primary pass catchers for the majority of his career here, right? You'd imagine they're all young, they're all talented, or like high draft picks, stuff like that. So that's like those are the things I wanted to see. And what I was going to say, Jay, you mentioned like maybe like accuracy might still be an issue. He's getting better. Like he is, and I don't necessarily love doing like player comps, like looking at stats and saying, well, this means that this player will be this player eventually. But Caleb Williams is kind of on track. He's on like the Josh Allen track. Like that's kind of where his stats look like year 2 right now. He looks very similar to Josh Allen year 2. And the big knock on Josh Allen coming out of college and after his first couple of years as a starter were that he was not very accurate. And he won an MVP last year. He's about to go to the playoffs for like the 5th, 6th year in a row, whatever it is. So I think we'll be in a good spot. I'm very happy with where Caleb is. I don't know. I was looking into this a little bit because I couldn't tell. I think that play where they got the defensive offside was actually called to be a run play, and he just like knew enough to just like tuck it and like throw it deep, which is just awesome. So love to see that.
Again, very Aaron Rodgers-esque.
Right.
And I think we've said it a lot, and it's something that I've always touched on. But I mean, you see in offsides, just take the play. And it seems so obvious when you're looking as a fan on TV. Yeah. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that do that, though. I mean, there's really not a lot of quarterbacks that do that well. Veteran quarterbacks, there's not a lot of them. Aaron Rodgers is the best in the world at it, best there's ever been.
Absolutely.
But I mean, you go around and you just watch the red zone and you see those plays or other games, and like very good quarterbacks in this league don't take advantage of that and have that. So, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen that work for like a big play / touchdown for the Bears in my life. You know what I mean? I've seen it done to the Bears more than I can count. But I have not seen the Bears actually.
I've seen Jay Cutler do that, throw the ball up in the air, and it's been intercepted 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But then we get the ball back. So
yeah. So it's just I like his growth, not only like physically and like with the stats, but just like the mental side of it as well has been very encouraging the past few weeks. So that's Caleb's right on track. I'm very happy with where he is, and I think if you're not, then I think you're just box score watching and you're not watching the games because he's doing things on the field that you want your quarterback to do. So like I said, receivers, Pretty nice day for the receivers. I mean, Luther Burden, 8 catches for 138 yards and a touchdown. I shoehorn this whenever I can, but I love Luther Burden and I want to see him more. I know he got hurt on the last play. I don't know if he's actually going to, I don't know. I'm not sure what his status is, but I want more Luther Burden. I think he's going to be an absolute star.
I agree. Can I, Nick, you brought up the Rome Odunze leading receiver. It's very close. I had to look that up.
Yeah.
I just want to read off the top 4 receiver stats in yards because this is hilarious. I mean, Caleb's going to be very close to 4,000 yards, right? Yeah. And so you'd think that there would be a 1,000-yard receiver. That just is kind of how it goes. DJ Moore's 671. Rome Odunze 661. Colston Loveland, rookie, 622. Luther Burden, rookie, 617. The distribution is just unbelievable. It's very equal, and 2 of those guys are rookies. This is very fun.
This is exactly what you want to see this season. It is.
All of the draft picks. If I can listen to the preseason games, like why the hell? This is me mocking myself for the record. Why are we drafting Colston Loveland 10th overall? Dude's sick.
He's a stud.
And dude's sick.
Yeah.
Now I will give myself and all of us credit. We loved the Luther Burden pick, and he is sick. But this is exactly what we wanted. Like you said, Nick, it's exactly what we wanted.
I will say hand up that when the pick was initially made for Luther Burden, I didn't know anything about Luther Burden. I'm not a big Mizzou football guy, so I've never heard of him before this. And when I heard they drafted another receiver, I was like kind of furious for a split second because we had just drafted a tight end and we all knew the big holes were lines, right? We're offensive and defensive line, and they're drafting pass catchers. But, I turned quickly when I started watching his tape, and I thought he was a stud, and he is, and he's going to be in the NFL. Like he's not only does he get open, create separation, and have good hands, but when he has the ball after the catch, he is so hard to tackle, and he gets 5 to 10 yards extra minimum every play. And I'm very excited for him. I think I'm more excited about his future than I am for Rome Odunze's future.
Oh, no doubt.
They're different players, but
I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah.
Luther's going to be wide receiver 1 on this team probably next year.
It's going to be a hell of a combo. Yeah.
Might be a complimentary 1A, 1B.
No disrespect to Rome Odunze. He's going to be a stud too, but that's going to be a hell of a duo to deal with for the next.
I'd rather have Luther in space. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Luther in space, Rome on a contested ball.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And I also like that they're not the same type of receiver.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got an X, you got a Z. Like you're not going to be playing. They're not the same position. They're similar, obviously, both wide receivers. But I like that we have both. Like it just they complement each other very nicely. So, lots to be excited about there.
Luther really is going to be our Amon-Ra St. Brown, though. Like, and I know that's an unfair comp, but like that's the guy. Ben Johnson comes in and he knows the guys that he wants. He knows the receivers that he likes, that he can get the most out of, that can run the routes the way that he wants them to be run. He is going to be our wide receiver 1, and I would put my life on it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. And I don't know if the offense looks better lately because he's been in there or just because, natural progression of things. But it has looked better since he stepped up. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, honestly, so much to look forward to for the pass catchers in the future. So, couldn't be more excited about that. God, remember when Keenan Allen was on the Bears last year? I just thought of that. That was crazy.
I think that was our first show in the preseason, and Drew still had the quote of the entire Rolodex of shows of man's running through sand. And he was. He called it.
Very, very slow man. Slow man. Oh, God.
Love him, though. I do like the guy a lot.
Yeah.
God bless him.
He actually kind of balled out for the Bears. He had
he did
8 or 9 touchdowns or something like that last year. He had a pretty good year.
It's got the
That's
traps
what
of the
it,
war.
and Drew, I think you said that it's, you know what, he might be slow, but he's like the old man at the YMCA. He's going to just kind of body you and get his shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
don't get that man the ball in space.
no.
The problem is he probably wouldn't be able to make the space.
There's no space, right?
No.
It'll just be. I just they did like the Heisman thing not too long ago, and there's a bunch of like college highlights and stuff. And I saw a Caleb USC highlight on recently, and he's wearing number 13, obviously at college. And it's just funny to think back in like 5 years to be like, oh yeah, he's not number 13. Caleb's not number 13 because the Bears had just signed Keenan Allen for 1 year.
Oh, damn, I had never thought about that.
It's anyway. But so, young pass catchers, very exciting stuff. The running game, which has kind of been the Bears' bread and butter all season, actually took a bit of a backseat this week, which honestly I'm okay with just because the passing game looks so good. They still ran for 110 yards, which is not nothing, but and 5 yards a carry, which is definitely good. But it just the game script just kind of called for passing. It was just an up and down the field game, so there wasn't a ton of like game script for running. Swift did have 9 rushes for 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. Monungai 8 for 38, and then Caleb had 5 rushes for 18. So the running game still had a pretty nice day, just wasn't really relied on to the extent we've relied on it in the past. I still have, full confidence that run game's there when you need it. It just didn't call for it this game.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we can talk more defense because we did already a lot, but I think it warrants more conversation. Just, God, this game couldn't have started out any better for the Bears defense. Really, I was driving home from the store with my son, and we were listening to it on the radio, and
Hell of a way to start. Reminded me of the Super Bowl.
I can see that. I'll tell you, Jeff Joniak.
The 06 Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Joniak was going nuts on the radio for that play. So I didn't even actually really know what had happened because he like kind of stopped using words for a minute in the middle of his call and just kind of started making noises. It was wild. I assumed it was a Bears touchdown, but I didn't know who scored it. I didn't know who. I didn't realize. I thought that TJ Edwards had tipped it and Jalen Johnson had returned it up until I saw the highlight after the game. So I had no idea what happened. But still, Bears. Going into every single game, your defensive strategy is try your best and get a lot of turnovers. Like that's pretty much your defensive strategy going into every game. And starting off with a pick six is, you're getting there. Unfortunately, that's kind of where the good stuff ended for the Bears defense. They did get 1 sack later in the game, which I guess was not bad. Gave up over 500 yards, which is a lot. 49ers scored on 6 of 9 drives. 1 was the interception. And they had 2 punts. Is that right? They did punt twice. You're right. Yep. 2 punts. One guy who did not stop getting yards was Christian McCaffrey, who had almost 200 yards himself and a touchdown. Jake Tonjes, the backup tight end. Obviously, George Kittle was declared out about an hour and a half before the game with he's got like a foot or an ankle or something, I believe. Yeah. He was called out about an hour and a half before the game. Jake Tonjes steps up, 7 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Pearsall, he steps up, 5 catches, 85 yards. And it felt like Pearsall was the guy who, if the Bears could ever manage to get the 49ers to like a reasonably long third down, he was the guy that was wide open catching a third down conversion. Maybe that's just me, but that kind of felt that way. So it's just, there weren't a lot of third down opportunities for the Bears defense to get off the field. And even when they were, I wasn't super confident they'd be able to. But yeah, the defense, we talked about it. Defense is a problem. Brock Purdy, we talked about him being kind of a dork and the dancing and all that stuff. That play that he made, where he made our defensive end, like he made, was it Austin Booker and Andrew Billings? Were those the 2 guys that were in pursuit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked like Michael Vick in 2003.
Yeah, he did.
Like
You can't let a white quarterback do that to you.
No, you
Sorry,
can't, Drew.
absolutely
You're
not.
right. You got
100%
someone had to say
can't.
it. Someone had to say it.
Trip him, throw something at him, take your shoe off, hit him in the head
Yeah,
with it.
that
I
No,
don't care.
You're right.
You can't let that happen.
No.
absolutely cannot let that happen. And I will, you know what? I will put my hand up and I will say that I was not familiar with Brock Purdy's game. I did not realize he was so like such a good scrambler. Like, again, Bears defense is bad. Could he do this against a good defense? I don't know. I don't. I mean, it seems like he has been running more lately, so maybe. But that touchdown that he threw to Kyle Juszczyk was something that I didn't think he had in him, and I was very shocked when it happened. You kind of just tip your cap to the guy. I mean, that was just a really good play.
I think that he was just like he was in the zone. I don't think that could ever happen again to Brock Purdy in that moment. Like that was such an incredible play. It was so athletically just beautiful. Like, I've watched that play like 5 times. Like that was really fucking pretty.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, like that was I've also watched it several times. It's like it's frustrating when you get beat by like bad plays, right? Like that just happened to work out, or like plays that work, but the execution's not quite there, but it still kind of works out for him. That was just the offensive line kind of let him down, but besides that, he made something out of nothing, and it was just an absolutely perfect play. So can't get mad about that.
No.
And also, you give Brock Purdy 6 seconds to throw the ball, he's going to make good throws to the wide open people. So, yeah, the defensive line is just a problem right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to get off topic, but it's nice. And again, we could win the damn Super Bowl. Who knows? This season is wide open, but it's nice to look forward and to go a little bit ahead and say, we really only have one weakness on this team right now. When have we ever gone into an offseason? We're not even in the offseason again. But when have we ever said there's only one thing to fix? D-line.
Never.
That's it.
And when you pair that thought with the fact that last year our most glaring weakness was the offensive line, and Ryan Poles was able to fix that in one offseason. I think defensive line's trickier because finding dominant pass rushers is not as easy as finding plug and play offensive linemen. Not that Drew Dahlman or Jonah Jackson or Joe Tooney are plug and play, but I think that they're obviously 2 of them are Pro Bowlers, but I do think that finding that difference maker on the defensive end is going to be more difficult. Although it seems like one might be on the market, kind of.
Hey,
yeah, I think in that retrospect, the D line, I don't think it can be solved in the draft. I don't think you have time to let that develop, especially with where you're probably going to be drafting if you make the playoffs the next couple years. Yeah.
Right.
So, what is encouraged me about Poles, and I was having this debate with not really a debate, I was just kind of ranting this morning in a chat, is he has caught at least the fire for diagnosing what is wrong and throwing money at making it happen in free agency. So hopefully that's a splash that can be made in this offseason, because that's where people are going to be able to attack you. And as much as people would want to say that the secondary has something to contribute to that, when a guy's got 7.5 to 10 seconds to throw the ball, someone's going to be open. It's just that's natural. It's going to happen. So you cannot have that multiple drives a game without having an impact on your defensive line. So
absolutely. And I think that the fact that Caleb, Jay, you mentioned a few minutes ago, Caleb has kind of turned the corner on a guy from, we think he's the guy, he needs to prove that he's the guy, to okay, he's proved he's the guy, him and Ben Johnson, that's the group, that's who we're moving forward with. Now that you know that, and you can check that box. You got 3 years of Caleb left under his rookie contract. This is the time. And again, I don't want to throw the towel in on this season because this season is very much alive. Anything can happen. I'm not trying to say that, but what I am saying is that this is the time where you can go all in on a difference maker on defense. Because Drew, you mentioned it, they're not going to get a difference maker at pick 23, right, or whatever they end up with. So if you can trade for a Max Crosby or somebody in his level, and it makes the defense better, and all you have to give up some draft capital, I think that's probably worth it at this point because you're in the window now. This is the window. You got this season plus 3 more seasons where your Super Bowl window where Caleb is in his rookie contract. Not to say that they can't win one after that, but this is the prime window where if you're going to make big adjustments to your roster, you have the cap flexibility to do so. So this is a big offseason for Ryan Poles. But all right, that's off-season talk unexpectedly. But
yeah, we went to the future.
We did there.
That's right. Where we're going, we don't need roads. All right. I don't know. We talked pretty at length about the defense. Do you guys have anything else you want to add, either offense or defense?
I'm optimistic. I feel good. It's dangerous to feel optimistic, but I've never actually felt optimistic and meant it as a Bears fan. So there's that.
Right. That's what I was trying to say earlier, is that like I felt like the blind fan confidence and optimism, but I don't know if I've ever really felt like truly optimistic. Well, the Super Bowl season I was pretty optimistic about. But yeah, I know what you mean though. Just like this season and the future. I agree with you 100%. And then Ben Johnson related news, he had an awesome play calling day. He really did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's evident in the fact that the Bears scored 38 points and had a shot to win it at the end. He's an excellent play caller. Maybe a little bit of a hiccup on the game management, or clock management down the stretch. But I don't know. It's, you snap the ball with 4 seconds left with a chance to win it from like the 6-yard line or whatever it was. Like, you'll take that. So I'm good with everything that kind of went down with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, let's grade this game out. So as always, we're just going to do offense, defense, and then overall. Jay, why don't we start with you? I think we're all going to be in the same boat, by the way, but go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, I would say just offense, I got to give an A, solid A2. That was a lot of points. I mean, 38 points. 31 from the offense, but still 38 on the board. Fantastic. Defense, I don't even. Not good. Not good.
Wasn't good.
Not good. I'll give him a D. Throwing a pick 6 to start and kind of get me going. Like, that was cool. But like, other than that, that was probably the worst defensive showing other than the Lions game. Overall, I know A and D, but like I'm gonna give that a B game. Like, that was on the road. It was. They could have won the game if they had one play, and then it would have been an A- automatically. So just give me a B. Like, I liked what I saw from them. It was an encouraging loss.
Yeah, makes sense. Drew, where are you at with grading of this game?
Not our conference, but the other conference, AFC.
There you go. Yeah, fair.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Just a offense A. It makes sense. Jay said it. F just have played much of a worse game other than one takeaway, but they spotted you that and still got beat. C, just middle of the road game. It was very encouraging with the offense. I could probably weight it and say C plus because I am encouraged by this, but still lost the game. Like Jay said, if we would have won it, you're probably talking a little bit different and being closer into the B's because the offense took it over for you. But that doesn't stop the encouragement at all.
Yeah. And that makes total sense, Drew. But Jay, I'm 100. Everything you said, I'm with you. A, D, and then I'm gonna give him like a B. Honestly, it might even be like a B plus. Just it's crazy because the defense played so bad, but I thought the offense played so good that I'm fine with it. And again, you have that play at the end to win it, and if you the defense, if you have a play to win that game as bad as the defense played, I'm confident that the defense can't play much worse, and you should be in
Great point.
winning most games. So B for me. So that will be your Bears 49ers breakdown. Jay, let's go around the league.
Yeah, let's do that. So we'll stay in the division for a little bit here. On Saturday night, the Ravens took it to the Packers pretty handedly. Derrick Henry rams his fist, and I'm reading this off the page because I love it, and so thank you. Derrick Henry rams his fist right up the ass of the Packers, and he did. 36 carries, 216 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The man was basically RoboCopping out there. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable to watch or see or listen to, however you consume that game. Hell, even if you just looked at the box score, like, yeah, he did. He rammed ass. He rammed fist up ass, and he did. What an absolute magnificent just box score to see. And it was great to see the Packers absolutely get handled too. This was in Lambeau, guy. Like it was a away game, and the Ravens came in there. They needed this game more than the Packers. You'd say the Packers were kind of punching their ticket already, but still, just for lack of embarrassment, you don't want to lose on your home turf like that, 41-24. And again, this was a battle of backup quarterbacks too. So you're talking about a Packers defense that has been prided on being a very good defense this year, with Snoop Huntley leading his team to 41. And you'd probably say that and rewrite it to Derrick Henry leading the team to 41. But regardless, a backup quarterback against the Packers at home, 41 points hung up on them. Wild. Nick, I want to pause here really quick because you said it really, 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 really well last week, that typically what happens when a all-pro defensive player goes out is you have this little high. You have this adrenaline high that lasts for a week, and then you kind of come back down to reality. And I think that's what happened. I think it's exactly what happened with the Packers defense. So great call on that, by the way. And I don't think you were directly predicting that, just saying that's what typically happens, but it's exactly what happened. And to switch kind of sides to the Packers, Malik Willis looked fantastic.
He did.
He looked fantastic. His box score was excellent. He had
a great box.
He had a great nibble that thing. But he looked even better like in the game. So I think it even came out that the Packers don't know who they're starting in week 18. Not that that's quarterback controversy. Obviously, I got to imagine Love's going to be out there, right? But
the game means nothing to them. Start Clayton.
Yeah, exactly. They're locked in the center, right?
Oh,
but it's fun. But Drew, it's fun to say like, oh, there's quarterback. I'm finding an angle. But Drew, what did you think about this? Talk to me about the quarterbacking. Talk to me about, is Malik Willis? I mean, you were pretty convinced last week that Malik Willis is not the guy. Did this performance change that at all? And talk to me about the Packers defense. Like, are they kind of shitty?
Yeah, it definitely has me encouraged going into a matchup that we are more than likely going to be playing them. I don't believe in Malik Willis. Sure, Jay, you were talking about it earlier in when we were talking a little bit about Shanahan and these good coaches and getting offensive lines that can develop like for these quarterbacks to have time. I think what Malik Willis is doing better than Jordan Love can do is break the pocket, run, and he's making himself a dual threat to where like they're not able to rush as many people. Plus, there's also the Baltimore Ravens defense. They suck. They're terrible. Suck. And our defense is not that good either, especially in the defensive line aspect. So Like, I'm not crowning Malik Willis. Yeah, 2 good games. That's great. Backup quarterbacks have that all the time. Once again, he was a higher draft pick, didn't pan out. Yes, it was in a bad system. There's a reason he's a backup, and he might have just played his way into getting paid somewhere, and good for him. But the Packers are not going to go away from Jordan Love. And I do think he is the better talent of the 2 quarterbacks. Malik Willis will get paid and go somewhere for what he's done here in just 2 weeks, though. Yeah. And the Packers defense, Jay was saying they hit a high after having a quarterback, or I'm sorry, their star player out and now have the lull. Man, I hope Micah Parsons is not playing in the playoffs, because this defense can get absolutely executed.
He won't be playing the playoffs, which is good.
Yeah. Oh my God, what am I talking about?
He's out. He's got a torn Achilles. Yeah, that's a 12-month.
Out there on the stretch.
Like, wait a second. What did I just
say? Yeah. What was that movie where the guy actually got just fucking tackled in half?
That would be RoboCop coming back.
Yeah.
We'd have to replace his whole body.
He's out there with fucking crutches, just like playing defensive end.
I mean, I agree with everything you said except the last part.
Yes,
but it's very good points, Nick. I kind of want to hear your take on this too.
Yeah.
Again, my Malik Willis thing was mostly joking, because I wanted to go to Bob and Kenosha freaking out and calling into the radio.
Yeah,
but I mean the thing to can I actually get a word out? Jesus Lord, the thing to call out is the Packers defense, and giving up 41 at home has me salivating, and give me the breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Packers without Micah Parsons, they got to rely on people like Rashawn Gary, who just hasn't had it this year. He is not. The Packers defense is not that dissimilar from the Bears defense now, in that they can't generate a pass rush, which kind of makes everybody else worse. So the Packers defense, I do think they're coming back. This is kind of this might not be exactly what they're going to look like the rest of the season, but this is probably going to be a better gauge of what the Packers are going to look like the rest of, like, in the postseason versus the Bears game last week, when they did have that like little bit of like an emotional lift or test out, whatever the hell you want to call it, going. And so I think the Packers defense is probably not good. They might be a little cooked. If the Bears play the Packers in the first round, it won't matter. You can throw all that stuff out, because the Bears play the Packers, and it's not going to be like, I don't see a world where the Bears play the Packers and just absolutely destroy them. Like, that's just not going to happen. And I don't see a world where this version of the Packers absolutely destroys the Bears. I think they've played 2 very, very, very close games. You put them again for a third one, I think it'll be another close game. But I'm not as, before the first game, when the Bears played the Packers the first time, I was, little knee shaking, little knee clacking, because I was very afraid of Micah Parsons, and that he's not there anymore. So I'm not as afraid of the Packers anymore. And last thing, Drew, you mentioned how, and Jay, I agree with you. The Malik Willis stuff is kind of more like, Jordan Love is the better player. Yeah, it's fun. Right. It's like a troll. But you said Malik Willis is probably going to get paid by somebody next year, and I think you're actually wrong there, because he's actually going to get paid specifically by the New York Jets. That guy has New York Jets written all over him.
Doesn't it?
I'm sure it's going to work out great this time, Jets. So.
Can't wait for a Tyrod Taylor, Malik Willis quarterback battle for them.
They gave Justin Fields like $40 million this year.
They did,
I think it
2-year, $40 million.
Yeah. So anyway, Packers defense is not good. It's similar to the Bears, and Bears should be able to move the ball on them when they most likely play each other in the first round.
The Packers they won't be at home for the rest of the year. So that's another thing. They don't have Lambeau to shield them.
This could come back to haunt me, and I hope it doesn't. And I truly believe in superstition and not being too cocky and things of that nature. But objectively, I think this makes the Bears' upcoming game critical. I think the 2-7 matchup, the right to play the Packers and host the Packers, is incredibly important because you don't want to host the Rams, the Seahawks, nor the 49ers, in my opinion. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Or does the fear of the Packers and the history just
No.
make it a little scary?
It makes
That's
it
fair
also,
too.
They've lost their last 3 games. They're going into a Minnesota Vikings team that it doesn't look like they're going to roll over to a win. So you're looking at losing the last 4 of your games. Yeah, Nick, you said it. It's not going to be hard for them to get up and feel the dejected end of the season gets thrown out of the window for a Bears Packers playoff matchup. But this looks like a team that is floundering in the water like a freaking dolphin that got its side taken out by a shark and just looking to die. Put the harpoon in that dude and end its life. I know it's sad. Well, it's not sad for us, but just absolutely end it. I want that. I want it, and yeah. I don't want it any. I don't want any NFC West team at all.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think you're right for the most part. I do think, I mean, right, because in this situation, whoever you play didn't get the number 1 seed, so it's in Chicago regardless. I do think maybe not Seattle because they have an unbelievable defense and defense travels, and Seattle's not the warmest place to play either. But I do think if you're talking about the Rams or the 49ers in Chicago, I think that is an advantage to you as well. Just because Rams are a Southern California indoor team. I know Stafford played for the Lions for a while, and he played some cold games in Chicago and at Lambeau, but it's been a while. He's older now. I think if you hit Stafford a few times, which I guess now that I'm saying it out loud, Bears can't do that. But if they could, I think that would. But I guess what I'm getting at, I think the Packers are the better matchup for sure on paper, but I think that Soldier Field is going to be an advantage, like a more so of an advantage, because most home fields are like indoors or in warm weather now, I feel like, and the Bears have obviously the Packers too, but they're not going to host any playoff games. So kind of like a cool, unique advantage that I think helps them. So I'm not super worried. I mean, I shouldn't say worried. I'm very worried about every team in the playoffs, but I'm not like terrified of any team in the NFC to play. I think the Packers are the better matchup on paper though. So that's why I'd probably prefer to play.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right. Well, any other I don't know, comments about Packers, Ravens, anything in that realm? Cool. Well, let's move it to Max Brosmer and the Lions versus the damn Vikings. The Vikings kind of just absolutely kind of laid it onto the Lions, which was, to me, a little bit surprising. I didn't think the Lions had they had a lot to play for, but the Vikings really just absolutely dominated them, 23-10. That was a playoff game for the Lions, and they kind of laid on their backs and kind of took it. Yeah. So I don't know what that says. I have my thoughts on it, but Nick, I'm going to throw it back over to you. Take me through your thoughts. What does this mean this year, the next year, however you want to take that? But were you surprised the Lions are eliminated from the playoffs in week 16?
Yeah, I was surprised by that, but I think more so I was surprised by the way they were eliminated. It just looked like they were, and I will be the first to admit, I was kind of in the middle of cooking dinner for Christmas when this game was on, or maybe this was the early game and I was at my mother-in-law's house. I'm not sure what Christmas Day was a blur. I gotta acknowledge, but I didn't catch a lot of this game on TV. But obviously, you look at the box score, you see the highlights, and the fact that the Lions are eliminated in week 16 is shocking. The fact that the Lions had a game against a bad Vikings team to stay alive, even though chances were slim, but just their first game where it's like, hey, if you lose this, you're out. And that was the effort that we saw. Sloppy turnovers, just bad football all around. That's what's surprising. That's probably the more surprising thing. And what it means moving forward is, Band-Aid, you get a new offensive coordinator because whoever's their offensive coordinator hasn't been calling plays for the second half of the season anyway. So you get a new offensive coordinator in there. And I do think, look, Jared Goff has had some nice years in Detroit, and I think he's a good player. but I do think you had to start making a plan for after Jared Goff, because he's not the youngest guy. He's never been the most mobile guy. He's not going to age great, right? So if the end is near for Jared Goff, I do think you start making your plans for after. I think that's probably a tough pill to swallow for Lions fans, but I think it's true.
Agreed.
Ugly ass game.
Yeah.
Really just bad. So like it was so terrible to watch this game, and like we've talked plenty throughout the season of like, if it's not the Bears, okay, the Lions are good, but I'm okay with that because of Dan Campbell, because of all the players. It seemed like you want to see some good things happen to them. This was in my mind like kind of like a stick a fork in them. They're done with this type of Detroit ball. And on top of it, you win this game, you're competing for a playoff spot this next week. It just looked so dead. Like they weren't that wasn't even an option for them on Christmas Day. And yeah, surprise. Your Secret Santa gift is Max Brosmer gets to throw for 56 yards against you and still beat your ass.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
I did see something that was like Malik Willis threw for like 250 yards and 2 touchdowns or whatever it was. And, Caleb threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the only NFC North quarterback to get a win this week was Max Brosmer with 56 passing yards.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's Justin Jefferson, 30 yards receiving. Aaron Jones, 10 yards receiving. Josh Oliver, 8 yards receiving. Ben Sims, 3 yards receiving. That's it, folks.
End of
That's
list.
all,
End
folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They won 23-10. I mean,
do they have a defensive score? Oh no, Addison had that like reverse thing.
Yeah,
right?
they had a couple of rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're the Lions, it's like, hey, this is our playoff game, and all right, that's fine. You're on the road. Minnesota, I've been harping at it, hard place to play. Not so hard when you have a third string quarterback who could be the worst quarterback to ever play NFL football. Like,
well, don't forget about that guy from World War One or
Yeah.
World War II.
Yeah,
the blind guy.
The
Blind guy
yeah.
McSqueezy. Yeah.
But no, you're right. You're right. 100% you're right. Like that was a game for the Lions. That was kind of a gimme. It was kind of a, hey, come beat us, please. We don't want to play anymore either. And well, that's not true. The Vikings are playing hard, but they're bad. And yeah, that was pathetic.
Well, don't hate me for I'm kind of feeling it tonight. I'm feeling the Bears. I'm feeling the optimism, but like, do people start to think in Detroit at least who was making Detroit kind of go? Was it Ben Johnson all along? Was that the secret sauce? I don't know.
People are saying
it. So anyway, we got him now. So let's go through the rest of the NFL. Only really a couple of implication games here. A couple of key wins from some bad teams too. The Texans beat the Chargers 20-16, jump to the 5 seed, and the Chargers kind of go down. I think they're solidified in the 6. I think that's what I heard.
They can't win the South anymore.
No.
Oh, we talking about the Chargers.
Chargers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I believe this coming week, most of the starters for the Chargers are going to be sitting. So, but I mean, the rise of the Texans, I'll actually shout out to, this is actually kind of funny if I can just tell a stupid story. Sam Katz, one of our loyal listeners, one of our good friends too, was saying in a very classic Sam text, isn't it funny how like I think it was like week 7 when Jason said that CJ Stroud really sucked, and then they just couldn't stop winning. And I was like, yeah, thanks, Sam Receipts Katz is coming at me and from all different angles. And he was doing that to me for the whole weekend, which I love him because obviously I love Sam. But
hey, if anything, you can say Davis Mills started that run.
I actually did. I said Davis Mills took 3 of those first wins in the run. Yeah. And I said it was all the defense. And I stand by the fact that CJ Stroud is not good.
Yeah.
So I will stand by that. But I do love the Texas team. The Texans team, I should say. Obviously,
Their defense is going to be something that nobody in the AFC wants to mess with come playoff time.
And Jay, to kind of share the, help you with that take is that I can't remember what I thought. It may have been like the Seahawks game back in late October. There was a game where they were playing on prime time. I think we were literally recording when the game was happening, and the offense looked deader than dead.
Yeah,
like they looked so bad. Their defense kept turning the ball over and keeping them in the game, and then the offense, CJ Stroud could not do anything. And I think I had bet pretty heavily on them that game. I said, "Fuck them, they're done. They suck. They're terrible." So that was around the same time, I think. So I think that I was right there with you. Like, you're not the only one that thinks that. And also, I don't think CJ Stroud's that good either. Like, their defense is one of the most elite defenses in the league in the past, decade, probably up there. And they're just really good. So I would not want to play them in the playoffs. That's for sure.
Nick, I agree. I knew we were going to talk about this game, so I didn't bring it up at the time. But I feel like this is the inverse of the current Bears team, where you have a very good offense, and we're normally on the Texans side of the ball, where it's like, hey, we got a great defense, and Rex is our quarterback, and Levy has to say that after every press conference. So, hey, I like that Texans team a lot, though, because again, it's if you have a great defense, Drew, like you said, you're in it all the time. But they keep on staying hot. Fun season in the NFL, though. It is gone. It has just gone crazy. I don't know. Let's move on to Philly and the Bills, though. That was a weird game.
Stinky.
I'm not even going to say anything about it. Philly, Drew, I'm going to toss it over to you. What did you think about this?
I don't understand the call to go for two myself at home after you have the momentum. Yeah, it's I guess a play that you hope your best MVP can make. But with the AFC East in tote right there and the jeopardy, you lose this game, you're the 7 seed and you're going into more than likely, who would you go into? Probably the Patriots.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville and
New England or Broncos.
It can't be. Well, yeah, it could be Broncos.
I think it's Denver, New England, or Jacksonville. Those are the 3.
Yeah, Denver, New England. Like, those are not easy wins. Like, you could have taken this game down, go to overtime. You're 12-4, and you can potentially win that division and have a little bit easier of a road. Now it's God. This is doesn't look good. And on the opposite side, Philadelphia is playing like the games actually matter now. I think they've won. I mean, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Commanders, they beat the Bills. They win this week, and they're talking either 2 or 3 seed. Well, it's either 2 or 3 seed themselves, but if the Bears lose, they get the 2 seed. That was just a confusing call for me and a terrible game. I know it was mushy and rainy and everything like that, but like these are 2 playoff teams that didn't look like playoff teams this week.
My theory on that 2-point conversion is that they just want to get out of the rain. They were like, hey, we're
honestly,
we're gonna call it on this play.
Yeah,
you guys had a gentleman's agreement with the Eagles. Like, hey, this is the game right here. This one,
you win or we win. Yeah, all correct. On this one.
Nobody wants to be out here any longer. This weather sucks. Let's get out of here.
Nick, I kind of agree with you because, like, I think in that instance too, it's like if you think you have the better team, you kick the extra point. In my opinion, it's one of those. Hey, we're at home. If I'm the coach, I'm like, I want to extend this game because I have Josh Allen and I have a better football team. So I want more time to have more possessions, and I don't need it to just be one and done. Like, I want to extend the game. Yeah. That confused me. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like the cut of the jib of the coaching mentality to say we need to. For me, if you're going for 2, there's a couple of things. Like, listen, if Ben Johnson a couple of weeks ago went for 2, if the Bears had scored, right play. You're in Lambeau. Let's fucking go. Let's cram it up and figure it out. But when you're at home, in my opinion, the clear better team, if I'm a player, I'd be like, kick the extra point. Let's win it because we have the better team.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting.
The other lapse that I have is you have the biggest, toughest player, running player on the field there, and draw play for him. Get the ball in his hands more than throwing it because it's wet. He clearly pulled that ball to an open Khalil Shakir that was wide open. Could have delivered that on a dime, like you'd say 9 times out of 10 on a dry field. Design a run for him. Design a play for him. Make sure he has the ball in his hands to ram it down their throats and end it. That was just poor all around. In my opinion.
It was. I'd like to see him fired. I really do. I want to see Josh Allen with like a different coach. I know we kind of touched on that a little bit last week, and I know that's maybe a knee-jerk reaction, but I have him in the bottom 5 of coaches. I think that was the shit bowl of coaching was Sirianni and what's his face? He's so bad I can't remember his name.
McDermott.
Thank you.
Sean McDermott.
I agree. Like, he's a defensive guy, and the Bills' defense has been awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's like they're good because of Josh Allen, solely because of Josh Allen. They have
Solely.
no receivers. Their tight ends are pretty good. Their running game's pretty good. James Cook's pretty good. But he's like, if you put a Kyle Shanahan type or a Sean McVay type or even a Ben Johnson type in there, that offense is like high flying. Like, they already score a lot of points, but that offense is unstoppable.
Yeah.
You got, who's their offensive coordinator? Is it still Joe Brady?
Is it Joe Brady? I think it's still
Joe Brady right now.
I do like Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator, but I don't know. Sean McDermott, if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year, like, he's got to be gone, because like you can't just go to the playoffs every year. And well, I guess Mike Tomlin's done it for like 20 years, but but you shouldn't be able to just go to the playoffs and lose every year.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, that's a weird one too, because like those teams are so talented and so just like household. Like, these guys are great. Like, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the world to see somehow in this year's NFL the Eagles and the Bills meet in the Super Bowl. Like, everyone's kind of writing them off. Not everyone's writing them off, but you know what I mean. It's like they're having down years, and then they can just stick around. So weird game. I didn't like the game. I actually watched a lot of that game. Hated it.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was awful.
We'll
move on. Let's move on to the Jags and the Colts. The magic number is 1 for the FC South for the Jags. So go crazy. Nick, I believe you called the Jags to win the AFC South.
Hey.
Way too early playoff predictions. So congrats on that. That's kind of fun.
That is funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So take us. Did you watch any of that game?
Yeah, I think it was on. I don't know how much
it was on.
I was locked in. I like watching Phillip Rivers play, and dude's out there just really giving it his all. That guy can't throw it more than 12, 15 yards. It's really sad. But he's out there just trying his best. Jags are a good team. And that's kind of it. Jags are a good team.
Yeah. It's annoying that they're actually kind of good. I didn't see that one coming, I'm not going to lie. Drew, anything on Phillip Rivers on the Jags? Anything like that?
No, just a sad tale for Indy. Fall from grace on that, and that's I wish better for them. Jonathan Taylor might win Offensive Player of the Year for a sub 500 team, because that dude's got 19 touchdowns and probably going to rush for over 2,000 yards. Yeah. But yeah, that's a tough go to lose your quarterback and then lose that many games consecutively and not make the playoffs. And you're looking like the 1 seed come week 9.
Yeah.
And also, just, a month ago, this would have been a weird thing to say, but I think that was the last of Phillip Rivers. I think
that's
like legitimately the end of Phillip Rivers.
I do feel bad because he did well, like and maybe it's relative for a 45-year-old, but he did do well.
No, he's your classic veteran. He knows what the defense. Nothing's going to surprise him that the defense does. He knows what to do with the ball. Still, it's just one of those classic youth is wasted on the young situations where he knows what to do. He just can't do it anymore, and he just can't throw deep. If he had his brain and his 25-year-old body, he would have been an All-Pro this season.
But Phillip Rivers will. I feel like he will forever be that for the Colts. He will forever be that emergency goalie. Yeah. He'll be in the crowd. He'll be in the crowd. Two quarterbacks, three quarterbacks get injured. Hey, I'm here for you. Pull him out. Get him out of his street clothes.
It's just an emergency Rivers.
Yeah. Anything to not do tasks around the house and be around the kids.
Well, did you guys see the thing? One of the one. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but someone figured out that NFL players that play in the league get, I believe, 5 years after they retire free insurance through the NFL. Mm-hmm. And then this was at the end of this season was going to be his 5th year. So he's going to be having to pay private insurance. He's got like 10 kids plus his wife. He has like 12 people. So now he kind of reset the clock. He's got 5 more years of free insurance on the NFL.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Only in America, baby.
Yeah. Brock Purdy probably gave him that insurance advice because that's his actual job.
That's definitely through Country Financial.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, I know, guys, we got a long show. We got plenty to do. The other football happened, and we're moving on. Is that okay? Can we wait? Unless there's anything you guys wanted to touch on, Falcons, Browns, whatever.
We'll talk about the other games that have pertinence in the other breakdown.
Fantastic. Well, then let's move. Are we cool if we move to the podium list? I actually love this podium list. Drew, I'm going to do the ad read here, Drew, but you take away the podium list because I loved it so much. I don't want to take that away from you.
Okay.
So the podium list this week, though, is probably fueled by the fizz of Glenrock Pop. Glenrock Pop is Lake County's legendary soda revival, crafted with pure cane sugar, poured into classic glass bottles, and bursting with nostalgic flavor. Glenrock is more than a drink. It's a hometown icon. Whether you're sipping on orange or cream soda or Nick's personal MVP, the all-new lime, Glenrock is bringing the joy back to every corner of Lake County. Want to catch their pop-up trailer in action? Of course you do. Follow Glenrock Pop on Facebook for the latest event stops. Are you ready to stock up? Of course you are. Head to glenrockpop.com to find retailers near you. From tailgates to game days, Glenrock Pop is the ultimate sideline sip. Don't just drink, celebrate. Drew, walk us through the podium list.
Yeah, this one this week is going to be dedicated to a fairly qualified listener, Brian Roth. He a couple of weeks ago threw out the who's feeling soupy. Who's feeling soupy trend. We all got to feel a little soupy with how the Bears are playing right now. So in dedication to that, we are going to do what were we saying?
I just had to ask. I had to ask for the listeners out there that might not understand the soup context. What does soupy mean to you?
Soupy would be a Super Bowl run in my eyes. So, but we're going to turn this on its head and say soup today means our best soups out there. The soups you can consume, not Super Bowl runs or anything like that. So we're going with the best soups podium list. And as always with the podium list, we are going to do our gold, silver, and bronze picks, 3 picks each. It goes in an order of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. Randomize the list. We've got Nick in the 1 spot, Jay in the 2 spot, Drew in the 3 spot. So Nick, you're going to pop out your favorite soup for me this week.
Yeah. For me, one's got to be French onion. I love French onion. Yeah. Get the cheese overfloweth over the top. It's just a good. Can't go wrong with a French onion. So that is my easy 1-1 for me.
Oh, yeah. That's actually the most upset I've been all day that you took that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's powerful. It's a powerful soup. It means a lot, and you get it done right where a kitchen's gonna put in the whole freaking bowl in there and absolutely crock pot it up and just get all those flavors in there. Oh yeah, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
No, that is true. Hand to God, this is the truth. Tomorrow, New Year's Eve, Marg and I and the fam are hanging out around, making some food. Margaret is making baked French onion soup. That is my absolute favorite thing that she's ever made. And we love to cook, but she has a recipe that's fantastic. And you go to any kind of good old-fashioned restaurant, you get the cheese layer. One other thing I have to say too, because this is actually one of the worst moments of my life, is I one time when I was like 13 or 14 years old, ordered French onion soup, and it came out. And it didn't have any cheese on top, and you could have killed me on the spot. You know, it's the cheese makes that damn soup.
Yeah. That's. I could only imagine your disappointment. That sounds terrible. That sounds like legitimately not making a joke. That sounds terrible.
No, yeah.
That's Jay's as disappointed right now as he was in his 13-year-old self, Nick, that you took that pick from him. How dare you?
I do apologize for that.
You got to pick something.
I didn't know it meant so much to you. I would
No, that's all right. I'm gonna go to my backup, which is ramen, and not like the package of ramen, but like a good a bowl of ramen. I'll tell you what, you have a good hangover or you're drunk and you want a good fill the belly soup, ramen is where it's at.
Yeah. Wow. That is a surprise to me. I knew it was on there and I've seen it on lists. I can't get off ramen being more than just a packaged thing that we used to have in high school. Like I wish I could get beyond that. And I see some of these like pop-up ramen bars and like places that you can order like actual like custom ramen. It just strikes me as chicken, beef, or fish from the normal packaging. Like, hey, you can't afford a meal in college? Great. Go to the dollar store and get a ramen package.
Well, back in the day, back in the, early 2000s, there were a couple of different flavors, and you're right, like beef, chicken, fish, and one of the flavorings on the package, which has been discontinued, was called Oriental. And that was the flavor of the soup. And it has been discontinued. But I'm not talking about that kind of ramen, but I hear you. If you can get a bowl of a good ramen restaurant, I would highly recommend it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. All right. I'll round it out in gold. I'm going basic, recent. We had it tonight. Part of the reason why I wanted to do soups too is a good Brock Chad. Good Brock Chad. It's just a hearty soup, easy to make too. Like, you don't need to do your Paneras anymore. You don't think that broccoli cheddar is exclusive to the Panera bread bowl. Like, go ahead and get a good stock of broccoli, get a good cheddar, grate your own cheese, throw it in there. You can make it so easily. And it's just a good feeling soup, and you can eat that for days.
Broccoli cheddar is one of the best combinations of things. Like, we make this like broccoli cheddar rice whenever we have like some kind of like chicken or something like that at home, and it's just the absolute best. So I love broccoli cheddar. This is my number 2 overall. So love the pick.
Hey, cheese. Take a slice of American and throw it over broccoli for your kids, and they'll eat it. That's a thing. I don't know yet, so you guys will have to let me know.
I would say my kid, broccoli, anything. Well, one of my kids loves broccoli, and one of my kids will literally gag and cry if I make him even look at broccoli. So I'd say 50-50
50-50 shot.
in my experience.
All right, Jay, rocking to you in silver. What's your 2 pick here?
Oh man, I'm getting unhinged very quickly here, but I got to stay true to myself, and I'm going with borscht, beet soup.
Borscht.
It's the Polish in me. That is a very much. It's a solid Christmas Eve soup. My mom makes it every time. It's a very Polish thing, but I love it, and so I'm gonna go. And listen, I ain't gonna win the votes this week, and I accept that, but beet soup.
Hey, your tastes are your tastes. We don't discriminate here on the podium list. Although that's a horrible pick.
Could have had it in bronze easily.
That's true.
No, hey, anything. The good thing about soup is it's one of those things that just you taste it and you get transported like the guy in Ratatouille. You tasted Ratatouille and you get transported back to your childhood of when it was made for you, when you tasted that, when you had a good hearty feel, because that's what soup does. Gets you that. So I love that, Joe.
Very true.
It might not be on everybody's list, but it's yours, and that's what makes it.
Agreed.
All right, my second pick is it's Italian wedding. I'm an Italian wedding soup guy. I love a good Italian wedding soup. Give me a good little meatball matzo ball action in there. I'm a sucker for that. Like anytime I have it at an Italian restaurant, that's where I got to get it. Like I can't make that shit. I can't. I've never been able to make it myself. I have to get it out. But that is a great soup, hearty soup for me, and makes me feel good and warm inside anytime I have it.
Yep, it's a great pick.
Alrighty, Nick, round us off in silver.
Yeah, so my silver pick, I'm gonna go basic bitch here for a second. This is the soup I've had the most of in my life. I'm just gonna take a chicken noodle. A lot of memories of chicken noodle soup, like in the way, like specifically like when I was a kid playing in the snow, like outside coming in, like that commercial. Maybe it's just that commercial I'm thinking of. Maybe that's
snowman that melted. It wasn't me actually. It was another dude.
I was like, wait, why do I have that? Yep, no, that may have happened once or twice as well, but I'm thinking of that commercial for sure. But regardless, the soup I've had the most in my life of is chicken noodle soup. I love it. I mean, I probably wouldn't like get it at a restaurant, but if I'm at it's just an easy soup to make and I like it. So chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
It's the steal of the draft.
Yeah, I was going to say it absolutely is.
Yeah.
It's Americana. It's Americana right there. That's what you do. Were you a Campbell's guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Campbell's, for sure.
It is delicious. I oftentimes think when we're talking about soups, I think of Donovan McNabb's mom, and I can't get away from the chunky soups. I don't know why.
It's chunky.
It's chunky. And I'll take Donovan McNabb's mom over Mama Kelsey any day of the week. I'm just
100%. 100%. Those were some of the best commercials in the 2000s. Oh my gosh,
they were great.
Yeah. Remember when Donovan McNabb threw open the Super Bowl and that's all people were talking about? Was the chunky soup. Anyway.
Yes.
That was good. Good stuff.
All right, going to bronze. I'm picking first. Had this recently, and I made it recently, but I've also had it a lot in my time. Going cream based for a cream soup. So maybe not the number one pick everybody has. I mean, you're thinking cream of chicken, cream of onions. I'm going cream of potato. Cream of potato soup. Made it for Christmas actually, and had my parents over. It was a delectable delight, and I am, any cream based soup that you can throw all the accoutrement in. You get the bacon, you get the green onion, you get cheese, like all of that. Like it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's what makes us a cream based soup for me. So cream and potato for sure.
A little Cajun in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Onion.
I do like the pronunciation. That was good. I think I was right on.
Down
All right.
you. Yeah, you got it.
All right. My bronze pick is gonna be one that I haven't had in a while, but I do like it a lot. It's one that I have gotten at restaurants a few times, and it's very good. It's gonna go with the dumpling soup. Love a good dumpling soup.
Sure.
So that is not a big soup guy. Like honestly, the amount of soup I've eaten in my life, it's probably 99% of it has been one of the 3 soups I just listed here. So I'm very happy that those made I got those 3. So would have been. I have a couple more listed, but I'm not really a huge fan of them. But yeah, I love dumpling soup, so I'll take that.
Love it. Good dumpling in a soup, like
Oh yeah.
yeah. You gotta get it before the dumplings get too mushy.
Yeah.
So it's all about your serving style, but yeah, I'm with you. Any sort of chicken and dumplings, period, just good.
Yeah. I love dumplings.
Just dough,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so well.
Yep.
I need to incorporate more dumplings, I think, in my diet.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Yeah, right.
That
Now that
does
I'm
sound
saying
damn good.
Now that I'm saying it.
No, I mean, let's go. New year, new me.
2026
It's dumpling
is the year of the
season,
dumpling,
bitch.
baby. Let's go.
Yeah, year of the dumpling.
The year
I'm gonna write that down. All right, is it for me to round it out? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
You're good.
All right, I strayed a little bit. I went to Japan. We went to Poland. We're gonna bring it back to the United States of America, folks. We're gonna go with the grilled cheese's best friend, tomato soup.
Yeah. If
you
it
gotta
wasn't
do it.
that, I
Yeah.
don't want it. If it wasn't
Yeah.
there, Jay, I
It
don't
has
want
to be
it.
on there.
Thank
It
you.
has to be on there. We have to represent, and it's true too. Like I do love a tomato soup. I used to hate tomato soup, and now that is just, I mean, come on, grilled cheese, tomato soup. I make that for the kids all the time. They shouldn't even like. They try to hate tomato soup, and it's like it's just fucking ketchup. Just dig it, and it's not ketchup. Obviously, it's an elevated situation, but damn it, that is an all-star combination. Americana at its finest.
Yeah. There's great picks to round us out. I am not a huge tomato soup guy, but I know that I'm in the very significant minority in that. So,
no, that's fair. I do. Honestly, Nick, I get it. I wasn't for a very long time in life. There's other soups out there, but it's just there's something, I don't know.
I'm not a tomato guy. Like I just like tomatoes.
Yeah.
Like they're fine, but like I don't like them being the main. Like they're not the star of the show. They're not the
Right.
guy. They're a supporting character for me.
Like, are you a tomato on a sandwich guy every once in a while?
I'll throw a tomato on a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like. That's also why I don't like bloodies. I'm just not a tomato guy.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's very acidic. They're very acidic.
yeah.
You got some
thing-
heartburn. It's gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah. The thing I would say with tomato soup is much like any soup on this list, or just any soup in general, is go off book. Don't buy it from the store. Make it yourself. Find a hearty recipe, like a good tomato soup thickened with some cheese in it and everything. It just tastes different. And natural ingredients, some natural tomatoes crushed up, like you can make it really, really good and not be that like hard taste that you're thinking in your mouth. Like you can taste it. You can taste a tomato soup that just feels processed out of a Campbell's can.
A little
It's
metallic.
like
That's
Like-
honestly I'd say probably maybe every tomato soup I've ever had has been like a Campbell's, like a progressive.
Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
So that makes sense. I'll give that a shot then.
That is a good
Yeah.
point, Drew.
And like Jay said, you always have to have a grilled cheese with the tomato soup.
Oh.
That's just the way it goes.
I do
It's
love
the way
grilled
it
cheese.
is.
So a little sourdough, toasted,
Mhm.
maybe a couple different cheeses, a sharp cheddar, and that's mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
All right.
Oh boy.
We got plenty more to do, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you. Whoever's listening, I got to pee really bad, so I'm going to toss this over to you, Nick, so I can relieve me bladder, and we're going to preview the Bears and the Lions.
All right, Jay, go take care of that. All right, yeah. So last game of the season, we made it. We're here at the finish line. This is the end of the regular season for the Bears. Hosting the Lions, kind of almost full circle, not week 1, but we played them in week 2, got absolutely embarrassed. Things have come, the season has kind of gone a totally different way from that game. Major turning point in the season for Bears, and not necessarily the Lions. Their turning point probably came later, but definitely a major turning point for the Bears season. So it'll be fun to kind of reassess where these two teams are on the field against each other. So Bears hosting Lions on Sunday at 325 Soldier Field. Bears are currently -3, over under set at 50.5, and again that money line for the Bears is -155. If the -3 doesn't do it for you. So I think the big question last week of the season, what's on the line? Why am I watching this? Should the starters play? All that stuff. Well, I'd say the number one thing on the line, we've talked about it a little bit, the 2 seed is very much on the line. The Eagles won that game against the Bills. Bears obviously lost to the 49ers. 2 plays really swung both of those games, right? 1 play in each game. So because the way those 2 plays ended the way that they did, now the Bears and Eagles have the same record. So the Eagles win, the Bears lose. That guarantees the Eagles the 2 seed and puts the Bears at the 3 seed. And Bears win, Eagles lose. Also, or other way around, Bears 2 seed, Eagles 3 seed. So we mentioned earlier the 2 seed is pretty much it is locked in, right? The Packers are 7; they can't move up.
They're 7, no matter
so
what.
2 seed guarantees you a matchup with the Packers at home, where the 3 seed puts you either hosting the Rams, Seahawks, or 49ers. Whoever, and the NFC West this weekend is going to be fascinating to watch. So we talked about it earlier. On paper, obviously take the rivalry, put it to the side for right now. On paper, the Packers is the favorable matchup, just how injured they are, how the team overall looks right now. The Packers are the team in the NFC you want to play in the first round. You know,
Jay, what are you doing over there, dude?
Right.
We playing with ping
Guys,
pong balls in the background.
Thought I was on mute, bro.
Yeah.
Thought I was on mute. That's my bad.
I'm surprised you went that long, Nick. I'm sorry. I had to break that.
I was looking at a different screen and I saw your face, and it definitely was
very sorry. Thought I had me mic on mute.
I just assumed you were hammering something, like
No,
you were using something behind your desk.
I am really sorry about that. I was scrambling to find some dip in my desk
in your backpack.
So, yep. Really sorry. Thought I was on mute.
That's okay.
Shit.
We've all been there.
We have all been there. All right. So
he's back to it.
Yeah.
He's back.
So
I'm
now you're muted. Now you're muted.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, there's a lot to play for. You want the 2 seed. Also, the 2 seed, not only do you get the better matchup in the first round, which is important, but if you're thinking about if you think the Bears can go on a long playoff run, the other important thing about the 2 seed is that 1 seed loses a playoff game like they did last season, like can happen. Now the NFC playoffs go through Chicago. So obviously the higher up you get, the more likely, there's less teams that have to lose for you to be the number 1 seed left. So that's also something that's important. Because I don't know. I mean, the Bears already went to Philadelphia and won. You don't want to go to Seattle in an NFC Championship situation, right? Like that's kind of you just went to San Francisco. I think LA would probably be okay. So, but you definitely don't want to go to Seattle. That's like number 1. You can't have Seattle. But hosting an NFC Championship game would be pretty cool. I will be honest, that'd be awesome. So I think those 2 reasons alone, that's what's on the line for me. I don't know. Is there anything? I mean, I think that's it. There's nothing else I can imagine. Drew, what else you got for on the line in this game?
The last NFC Championship that was held in Chicago was Bears versus New Orleans, and it was a nasty weather game, and the Bears dominated it. So, love to see that again. It's really unfortunate. It looks like the NFL and timing and everything like that took into. I'm sorry, the scheduling took into account for all of these games what is happening, because the Eagles play at 3:25 just like us. So it's not like you can rest if the Eagles lost earlier or anything like that. So you got to go out and you got to win this game. You have to. You got to treat it like it's a normal game. I would love to rest some of our players, but we're not in that juncture just yet. So go out, get the number 2. We want to see. I want to see Green Bay. Want to see Green Bay round 1.
Yep, agreed. So, I also think that there's some pride that goes into this, right? Like, you have written down the Lions' pride in beating the Bears. I think that going 0-2 against a divisional foe is just leaves a bad taste in your mouth going into the playoffs. I think beating the Lions here, going 3-3 in the division, and then going on to the playoffs, clean slate. I think that's how I want to do it. I think that there is some pride that goes into that. We talked about the seeding ramifications, but obviously you already have the division locked up. So in the grand scheme, this game doesn't really mean a whole lot. But I do want to beat the Lions in this game pretty bad. They embarrassed us in week 2. So I don't know. Jay, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Nick. I think, you don't want to be 2-4 in the division and then go to the playoffs. It's just kind of like a weak mark. It doesn't look good, and it shouldn't look good. I mean, you have to take care of your division. That's what that's what football's all about. Is you have to literally beat your division. Obviously, you don't have to, or else you still get in the playoffs. But just a mark. It sets the tone for the future. More importantly, though, is exactly what you said, Drew. We're playing for the 2 seed here, and it does mean something here. I wish we were playing for the 1 seed, but you have to start your starters, because it's not just about the first game either, right? It's about the ability to have home field advantage. What if the 1 seed loses, whoever that is? Then you have claimed a home field advantage in the NFC title game. So it's really important. The Eagles are no slouch either. So I mean, Drew, I'm sorry to echo on everything that you're saying, but like you hit it on the head. It's really important to win this game.
Eagles are also playing the Commanders, so
exactly.
They don't have a walk-in win, but it's something a little bit more guaranteed. The Lions still feel scary to me because it's still a team that can play good football on the offensive side, and where we're weak right now is defense. So,
and Dan Campbell just doesn't give a shit. He wants to win. It's not for anything. It's not for anything. It would be better for the Lions if they lost, if you think about it, in the long term, because they'd have a better draft pick. But he doesn't think that way. He wants to win the football games, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree. And all that, and just on top of, it's a division rival. You want to win. You just want to win every game. So I think it's important to get this win. The one thing about the Lions, their defense actually tracks very similarly to the Bears defense. They give up around the same number of passing yards per game, all that stuff. So, and it's actually, I mean, if you look at the averages, the Bears actually aren't as bad as I thought they would be. They give up 222 passing yards per game, which I thought would be a lot higher, but yeah, it's not. So anyway, the Bears and the Lions, they have very similar defenses. So, in my mind, one of the keys of the game, and Drew, you wrote this down, is let's see if Caleb can kind of keep it going, what he had going in San Francisco last week. That's, I mean, selfishly, I've been tracking the chase for 4,000 all season. We all kind of have been. Again, thought it was kind of put on the back burner the last few weeks, thought it was impossible. He put up 330 yards this week, so it's kind of back on now. I don't know, let me ask this. And, Bears already clinched playoffs, already clinched a division. all that stuff's done. Like, yeah, the 2 seed would be awesome, but at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have to play most of these teams anyway. How important is 4,000 yards to you? And obviously, this is just as a fan, it's just a number. I have made it pretty clear that it's something I think about often, and I'd like to see it go away. So it's kind of important to me. Is this something you guys think about at all, or do you guys like? Do you even care about 4,000 yards, Drew? What do you think?
I think it's a hurdle that is with Caleb. In my mind, it is going to happen.
Yeah.
But more than just saying that, I want it to happen sooner rather than later. And just say, like, that's a horizon thing that's going to happen. And I know it's going to happen. Just do it. Ben Johnson, we've seen your entire play calling happen this year, and it evolved into being a game controlling in run games, in half pass, half run, all those things, in evolving all the way into a pass game. I really don't know if he's going to show his hand completely and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to do exactly what I did last game and put that on. Like, he's a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. And he continues to evolve and do things well. So I don't think it means as much to Ben Johnson or to Caleb as much as just winning does now. So, but it does mean a lot to me, Nick. I want it to be done more than the future that I have on it, and putting $400 in my pocket. I want to see that erased from Chicago's memory and history in Chicago football. So it'd be nice if it was done this year, but now with a 17-game schedule, I know it's inevitable with Caleb, period.
Yeah. Jay, what about you? Does that number mean anything to you?
So yes and no. And I don't want to like walk the tightrope here and play both sides, but I will for a little bit because Drew, I agree with you. I want it out of the way. I want the nightmare to kind of be over. I want the storyline to be over. I just want the monkey off the back, if you will, right? As never having that kind of a quarterback. But I think if Caleb didn't look good, I think 4,000 is more of a marker of we've never had a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't care what the stats say. I'd rather win football games, and I'd rather do like I'm not. Let me take that back. It's not that I'm not. I am convinced that Caleb is the quarterback for the next 10 years for this team. And I'd rather be convinced of that than have stats be what they are. And so that can, if they never hit 4,000, but they win and we're having competitive games, like I truly do believe that is the future for the Bears. So that 4,000 doesn't mean as much to me this year and going forward as it did last year and in the past, because it was such a symbol of there not being an actual competent quarterback that's ever happened in the franchise of the Chicago Bears. And I don't feel that way anymore. So 4,000 doesn't feel as big, but it still does because it's again, the monkey off the back thing. But that's kind of the way I see it this season is I feel zen. I feel that if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whereas I wouldn't feel that way if Caleb didn't have such a great season this year.
Yeah. That's a fair take. I mean, that is very fair. I think you're right. I think that the 4,000 number has been more of a symbol than anything of just our terrible quarterback play over the years. So I think you're probably right about that. I mean, I do want to see it just because I feel like every year that graphic goes around of like team's most recent 4,000 yard passer, and it just says like Bears, and it's like blank underneath it, and it's like, oh God, it sucks.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that go away, and the joke, like just like as a fan, that's like low hanging fruit for other fan bases to shit on us, which is fair because I'd be using it for sure if any other team didn't have a 4,000 yard passer and we did. But it's just I want to see that kind of go away. And, we talked about it earlier. 270 yards is what he needs to hit that 4,000 mark, which is, it's a big number. And he's gone over 270 probably 3 times this year. So not a super high chance that this happens. Well, one thing that I think is obviously is very in play is that the Bears' single season record for passing yards in a season is 3,838, which means Caleb needs about 109 yards to set that, which very possible, realistic, almost probable at this point, depending on the weather, probable. So there's a good chance we're looking at the best season a Bears quarterback ever had. In that season, Eric Kramer also threw for a franchise record of 29 touchdowns, but he also had 10 interceptions. Caleb is at 25 and 6. So just having a really efficient year, minus the actual accuracy piece, but just touchdown interception ratio looks great. Yards are up there. So this is more of a reflection on that, but I do want to see him hit 270 in this game.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You're not first, you're last. No, it just more of a get things out of the way while they can get out of the way and hit things. We're tracking earlier in our seasons, in our finishes, everything like that. This is just another thing that Nick, we're Cubs fans. So we want to see something that has been going for a long time, just knocked off as quickly as possible. And then there are, who sings the song? What is it? Great New Heights. Just
Postal Service.
Yeah, Postal Service. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jay. Just get into the Postal Service era and get into new heights that the Bears have never seen. Just keep going with the success. So you check this box, you don't know what else can just keep coming. So I'm with you, Nick. I want it off the back. That monkey off the back.
Let me ask you guys this then. Deal or no deal? No, sorry. Would you rather have Caleb go for 270 plus and they lose, or in end up with a 3 seed in the playoffs this year, or get 4,000, they win, and they get the 2 seed?
Are you saying he gets 4,000 in a loss, or he doesn't get 4,000 in a win?
Correct.
Yeah, the win. I want the win more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I guess I'd take that.
Because you're getting a home game either way. It's not, you're not losing a ton.
There's bonuses to this season. This would be a bonus for me that would be above a matchup in the playoffs. You're still having a first round matchup in the playoffs, and that game is not guaranteed either way anyway. So I would say checking that box off and seeing what else can come ahead of you, and a playoff matchup at home, no matter who it's against. I know I've said I'm terrified against the West. It doesn't matter. That's just, for me, another thing I don't have to look towards next year and saying, oh, yep, got to check that box. That box is already checked, and let's go somewhere else. Let's hit the rocket ship to the moon.
I think it's fair either way, honestly. Honestly, when you've never had one in your life, it's that's actually kind of cool. It's its own little win in and of itself, oddly enough. But 50-50.
Yeah, that's a good question. But so just kind of going back to this game a little bit. One thing I've been kind of talking about for the past few months, basically weeks, or a month and a half, 2 months, thinking that this game was going to come down to the Bears' playoff lives. Kind of scared about it, but trying to reassure people hey, we got Jared Goff coming into Chicago, where he's historically not good in the cold. He is 0-2 in games the temperatures are below freezing. Kickoff will be right around freezing, maybe slightly below with the wind chill. I'm not sure what the wind chill is going to be. But we've seen it. I think that Jared Goff is a different guy when he's not in the comfort of a dome or warm weather. I've personally seen it. And I went to that Bears-Rams game in 2018. I was there in person. He just looked like he did not want to be out there. Now, that was a lot colder of a day than it looks like Sunday is going to be. I'll tell you that. That was a really cold day. That sucked. But I don't know. I think that's something, we might there will be a bet placed on Jared Goff throwing 2+ interceptions in this game. I'm telling you that right now.
It's the benefit of a 325 start too, is you're going to get dark real quick and it's going to drop real quick too. So, Jared Goff also pulls out the gloves in cold weather.
He's a double glove guy.
He's a 2-glove guy when that happens. And that's,
you never want to see that. You don't like seeing a 2-glove guy. It's never good. Because, I mean, we've all worn football gloves before. Like, how do you, like, it's such a different thing throwing a football with gloves on. Like, I'm sure that they're not buying, I'm sure they're not buying the shit off the racks at Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm sure there's a technology is better than that, but still, like, you're losing some feel with the ball. And, like, I never played quarterback, but I pitched. And if I had to, like, pitch with a glove on, like, you lose the feel with the ball. It's a little different because you're putting spin on it, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I couldn't even imagine throwing a ball with a glove on. It just seems like at the end, in like a NFL game, like just, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. So
that was a good side, Jay.
I thought there was more coming. I gave you this.
I didn't. I have things to say, but I don't want to say them right now about Jared Goff. So I'm good.
All right. So I don't think I don't know. The passing game could surprise us, but I don't think the passing game is going to be a huge worry for the Lions on Sunday. But then again, the Bears defense is very bad against the pass, so who knows? Stopping the run, though, I mean, we just saw the Bears could not stop the run. Granted, that was Christian McCaffrey. I guess I shouldn't say granted, Christian McCaffrey. You got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. David Montgomery doesn't really scare you a ton unless you're the Bears, in which case he hates you and wants to punish you all the time. So that scares you a little bit. Then the other side is Jahmyr Gibbs, who's just probably one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL right now. So the running game is very scary to me right now, because if Jared Goff is throwing picks, they're just going to be like, hey, we're just going to hand the ball off this whole game. Good luck tackling our running backs. And that scares me too. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on the Lions run game.
I mean,
Jahmyr Gibbs has had the ball handling issues, but sorry, go ahead, Jay.
No, go for it, Drew.
He's had some ball handling issues in Christmas. He had a couple of fumbles. Granted, he recovered one. I will say, the Detroit Lions offensive line is banged up. Taylor Decker is not going to play. Probably their center more than likely isn't going to play. Does that matter? Because we can't get a pass rush on anybody. As long as you put a warm body out in front of our defensive line, you could have me or Jay out there pass blocking, and they probably wouldn't get past. But yeah, I just the run game does scare me. With 2 backs that can actually run and can find holes. Jay, does this offense scare you as much as it might have like middle of the season?
No, honestly, I think they just kind of folded. I really do. And you know what I was looking up to? This is one of I love the last week, the NFL season for bets, because you can see what the incentives are, who needs what. None of the Lions have any reachable or obtainable incentives for additional, levers in their contracts. Neither do the Bears. The only thing that kind of stands out is, Nick, what you were saying about Montgomery. Like, I think he's just fucking still pissed at the Bears, and I could see him going beast mode on it. But I think the Lions are going to kind of lay over. They don't really have much to play for, and I know that. Hey, I'm Dan Campbell, and we're never gonna say never. But I think that kind of ship has sailed on this season. I think they just want to go home. To be honest with you,
might be a Cancun on 3 situation.
Yeah, honestly, it might be.
Yeah. That the thing too, Dan Campbell did come out and say, he was like, if there are bumps or bruises, so what? You're gonna play. And then kind of immediately turned back and was like, well, Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't feeling very good, and he's got a lower body injury, and like if I stick him out there and he gets injured severely,
Yeah.
probably like, yeah, that could have some job implications. So
Yeah.
like, what does this mean to you? Like,
Yeah.
beating a guy that you had under you, I don't know. It's a confusing thing, and I think that actually has resulted in some of the answers being in the line shift. Like, it started at -1 for Detroit. It moved all the way to -3 for the Bears right now. Like, people are seeing that, like, they're definitely gonna roll over in this one.
And I do think there's some validity to that, because if you do have your, if you have like a Jameer Gibbs or an Amon-Ra St. Brown who tear an ACL or an Achilles or something like that in this game, that's an 8 to 12 month recovery. You're talking most of next year, if not all of next year, also at this point in the season. So I do think if someone's got like a sore, like if someone's got like a bad calf, which can lead to an Achilles, or I guess ACL, MCL, those are kind of unpredictable. Those don't really have there's not like a lot of wear and tear that leads to those. It's just kind of the way you land on it. But either way, like I think if there's any kind of wear and tear that could lead to a more significant injury, like I said, like an Achilles or something like that, which, by the way, I feel like we've seen more Achilles injuries the last couple of years than I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That wasn't really a thing. And now it just seems like there's like 6 or 7 of those a year, made of like star players. So I do think that is a valid concern. And if you're the Lions, like, yeah, if you lose like a Jameer Gibbs for all of next year because of this meaningless game, like that's not going to look good for anybody. So, because this Lions team is going to be good. They have a lot of talent, so they should be good again next year. They should be in the run, in the mix. So, I think that probably is in their thoughts. And it is weird being on this side of it, because obviously last year we were on the Lions side and we went to Green Bay and we beat the Packers, and it was a little different though, because we were up and coming and they're kind of falling a little bit. So I don't know. I really don't know if this, going from the NFC Championship game a couple years ago to a meaningless Week 18 game in Chicago when it's cold, and I don't know if they're going to get up for it.
All I'm saying is there are no contract incentives for anyone on the Lions at this point.
Yeah.
And you got to coach hard in that instance. I mean, because if you're out of it, your coaches, the good coaches or the bad coaches, but the players' coaches are going to say, all right, you need what? You need 4 more yards, get the fuck in there. You need another sack, you're in on every play. Yeah. The Lions don't have any of that. Goff's incentives were playoffs and MVP and Super Bowl win. That's not happening. Is that, like, you know what I mean? It's not. Yeah. They don't have these metrics of sacks or yards or receptions. There's financially there's nothing for the Lions to play for on an individual level, and that's nice to see. I think that bodes well for the Bears.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay for us to say this stuff, but I do think obviously the Bears, and I think they will. I'm not worried about the Bears overlooking anybody, but the Bears need to be like preparing to fight, like go to play the Lions at like full strength, like a middle. So I do think I think that's the thought process at Hallis Hall this week, and I think they will come out ready to play against the Lions. If anything else, you don't want to go to the playoffs on a 2-game losing streak. So
agreed. And I'm not trying to make it.
No, for sure. I'm just it was just a general statement more than anything. I don't think the Bears are going to look at this game like, all right, we're just going to show up and play and go to the playoffs. I think they're going to try and win this game.
Yeah. The number one thing, if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm showing them not because of Ben Johnson and needing this for himself or anything, is it's a team that beat you 52-21.
Right.
Have some goddamn pride in yourselves.
Yeah.
And go out there and do that to them.
Yeah.
Turn it around. Make them, they're in an absolute, like, another sort of like step on their throats game. I don't care if it's Detroit. I don't care if it's Green Bay. I don't care if it's Minnesota. These are your division teams. Just absolutely put them in the dirt and make them feel bad about the season that they just had.
Agreed. Well said. I think that's really well said. I don't know. I think probably keep this this one, I don't know. Do you guys want to keep this one a little short? The Bears
Yeah.
preview. We've kind of, going on 2.5 hours. So,
yeah.
but I mean, I think more like bottom line keys of this game. You get a keys from the game from me. It's always going to be exactly the same. It's going to be control first and second down, make third down manageable. And then on defense, it's going to be keep everything in front of you and basically make them convert long third downs. And I think you do those things, you're going to be just fine. So yeah, maybe make Jared Goff feel the cold turf at Soldier Field a little bit. I don't know if that's going to happen because we are not very good at that, but that would be nice. Get a couple first quarter sacks. I think this game turns out very different. So
yeah, I think it'll be a locker room boost too if the Bears can deliver on a win for Ben Johnson against the Lions. Yeah, I really do.
I think that'd be good for morale going into the playoffs. So
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll keep it nice and brief for Bears preview unless you guys have anything else. I'll throw it to you guys really quick. No? Okay. Then in that case, Jay, why don't we go to the BQBFC, the barely qualified betting and fantasy quarter?
Absolutely. I think we're going to keep this last half a little bit brief too, gentlemen, if that's okay with you. Because Daddy's getting tired. But before we get into that BQBFC, I want to let you know that this BQBFC is brought to us by Chuck Southern Comforts Buffet. So, hey, BQ Army, are you looking for your next great place to enjoy a Bears game with great food, drinks, and people? Well, look no further than Chuck's Southern Comforts Buffet on Cass, just off of I-55 in Darien. Chuck's has great food and drink specials for every day of the week, and for Bears games especially. You can find a link to those and their menu in our descriptions and bios in our social. $3 PBRs, $5 Yingling pints, and more for their Sunday specials, with a wide open layout for bar patrons, including slots, seated dinner guests, and even private event spaces. Chuck's has everything you need for your next outing. So get on down there and tell them that the BQ boy sent you, and maybe we'll even see you for a Bears game or two this year, even though there's not too many left. But hey, come on out. So to the Guillotine League. Drew, I have your name in parentheses. Take us away.
Let's crown him. He's the only guy still staying here. I appreciate you, Eric. You are
literally and
yes. Yes. Literally, figuratively, you're here winning the first ever barely qualified Guillotine League. Anytime Hester, terrific name. Just a quick highlight of his team that he had this week. Christian McCaffrey brought it home for you, but Bijan too. I mean, you had two Sunday night, Monday night leans that you're probably relying on, but absolutely took it home. Beat another one of my buddies, Tom, but it was a terrific year. Fun to have. Gonna definitely run it back next year. And Eric, we will get together so that I can get you your prizes for the first ever BQ. There he is. Thanks, boys. BQ Guillotine League winner. So thanks for being here, Eric. You always are a welcomed person in the comments, but also being contributor to the Guillotine League. So
congrats, man. Shout out, Eric. Good job.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. You well deserved. Well deserved.
That Survivor Guillotine, that's fun. That shit's fun.
I enjoyed that quite a bit. Yeah.
Eric, we promised last week or the previous couple of weeks, but a trophy of some sort. What do you rather have? A belt, a WWE style belt, or a trophy? Just put that in the old text.
Yeah,
you can pick on that, and then we'll get you some other cool stuff too. But thank you for following along. Honestly, Eric also overcame a Drake May 5-touchdown, 42-point performance from Tom, who had Drake May as well. Tom also had Jamar Chase for 25, Chase Brown for 29.1. So this was a heavyweight battle. But Eric, congrats.
Yes.
Well done. All right, Jay, I think you got the next couple.
Okie dokie. Let's go to the fantasy pick'em. A lot happened. Big shifts happen in this
Holy
last
shit.
week, which is crazy to think about because Nick had a very, very, very comfortable lead the entire season, and Drew just had an absolute mega week this week. So Brock Purdy, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Ramondre Stevenson all went for, I don't even know how many touchdowns combined, 12, maybe 11, 12 or something like that.
It was a
So,
lot, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. So Drew put up 111-ish points. I'm going to skip over myself for in the interest of time. Nick, Bo Nix, Travis Etienne, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs. Not the worst week in the world, 54, but Drew gained, 60 points-ish there. So Drew's now ahead by 18 points going into the last week of the season. So it's all or nothing in week 18 here. So let's get to that. Drew, Nick, I almost feel bad. I hope I don't take any of your guys' players. I'm probably just going to pick dog shit so you guys can do your thing. But I'm going to just take the first pick, if you can believe it. I'm going to take the first pick. We're going to go Nick, then Drew to wrap around, and that's how we're going to play it this week. And with my first pick of the draft, I'm going to take Max Brosmer. Max Brosmer for QB1. So why the hell not?
Oh, God.
Max against the pack. I mean, shit, they just gave him 41 points. Maybe there's something there. Maybe he'll get more than 51 points. But Drew, or did I say Nick? Sorry.
I think we said Nick, but
Nick, over to you.
Okay. All right. So I don't have a lot of guys left. I was going through this and I am running low on guys. But one guy that I do have open that I really like this week, actually, Wan'Dale Robinson at wide receiver. So I'm going to take Wan'Dale Robinson as my wide receiver. So,
yeah, no, it been an absolute target when Jackson Dart is healthy.
Yeah, I was writing stuff down. I mean, it's the Dallas defense, correct?
It is. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I like that against Dallas. So I think there'll be points in that game. So, Wan'Dale Robinson.
I love that we're both doing the search function because I see all of our cursors going crazy for things that we're looking for.
Oh yeah.
All right, I have to do this and throw it out to you too, Jay. I know you would pick him if it had any meanings. We both missed and hadn't picked Bijan Robinson till this week. Nick had him probably about 2 weeks ago. Got to pick him this week against New Orleans. For me, he is an absolute beast of scoring right now, so can't miss on that. So he is my first, and then we have all taken Derrick Henry, so that's an easy one to check off the list. Just took him. Ooh, I like that. And my second pick is going to be Chris Olave in the same game, playing very well with Tyler Shuck. So go with Olave and Bijan.
Very good.
Yeah. Can't go wrong. Okay. So I'm between two quarterbacks right now. I'm gonna do the gentleman thing. I'm gonna take one that Drew isn't gonna stack. I don't think. I'm gonna take Sam Darnold as my quarterback. I don't know if you're getting shucked this weekend or not. But
we might have been getting shucked. We might
shuck about it. I thought about it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna take Sam Darnold, and I'm just confirming. Okay. For my flex, I am gonna go with a tight end. I'm gonna take Colson Loveland.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Luther Burden might be
Love
out. He might be. I'm not sure what his injury status is going to be. Don't know if Roma Dunze is going to play this week or not. DJ Moore either is the only person we get that gets targets or is completely invisible. So I'm banking on this being an invisible DJ Moore game. Oh shit, I'm not wrapping around. So apologies.
It's okay.
That is
Sam
okay.
Darnold's my pick.
Fantastic.
I don't think
And
Jay's going to
don't
take
worry
it.
about that.
I don't
I'm
think
not.
Jay's gonna
I'm not
take
going to take that. That would be really dick if I did.
That would be really that'd be cool. Yeah.
But do not worry about that. I am going to take actually, and I had this written down, and so this is just a theme for how bad I've been doing in this segment. But I am actually going to take DJ Moore against Detroit.
Okay.
I don't know, like you said, Nick, if Burden is going to be playing. I don't know if Rome's going to be playing. So I'm going to take DJ Moore, get some targets there, and call me crazy, but I'm going to take in my flex Taysom Hill for the New Orleans Saints.
Crazy.
And here's the only logic for that. This is going to be his last game in a Saints uniform, and they have nothing to play for. They they might even want to lose the game for better draft picks. I think they're going to send him off in style and get him just way too much play for no good reason. So Taysom Hill in the flex.
That kind of sums up his entire stay on the pace of the Saints. Way too much play for no real reason.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a great runner. He's not a great
Way
thrower.
too much play,
but
no
for whatever
play.
reason, he's out there all the time.
You know what? I got to plug. Part of me wanted to do that simply so I could plug this because I thought it was the coolest stat, though. He's the first player in NFL history, I think, with 1,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards, and 1,000 receiving yards, something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of cool stat, but a very annoying player, just all around.
Yeah. So that's cool though. No mystery here. I am going to take Colson Loveland, like I said, as my flex. Got a little excited, took him a little early, but Colson Loveland for all the reasons I mentioned when I mistakenly took him earlier. So, Drew, you take it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna kind of left turning because I didn't pick these guys, and I think they're still gonna play and they're still gonna throw a lot to them. I'm going Dak and I'm going George Pickens in my flex. So Dak quarterback, George Pickens in the flex.
Oh, I'm fucked.
And
Oh,
Nico
yeah.
PP in the coat.
I am
Migo
absolutely fucked
VP in the
here.
Coke. Migo VP in the Coke.
All right.
Why?
Because Drew just threw out the number one fantasy player and George Pickens, and I'm down by 18 points. Just in the season long, I'm not looking. This is not his lineup is significantly better than my lineup, but we press on. Again, I think I've used all the decent running backs that are available to me. You know what? No, I haven't used one that I'm going to stick with here. I think. Let me just, I just want to make sure I haven't used him yet. This is probably the worst segment for listeners, but I apologize. Yeah, I have not. All right, I am going to take a running back. I'm going to take what's his first name? Is it Zach? Zach Charbonnet? Yeah, Zach Charbonnet for the Seahawks. I have not used him yet. He's kind of taken over as like the lead back for the Seahawks. Sometimes I don't know. We'll see. This will probably end up being a whatever the other guy's name is escaping me right now. But anyway,
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker, yeah. So Zach Charbonnet is my running back.
No, I dig that. I mean, San Francisco defense blows, so you got a chance.
It's not good.
You got a chance there. Well, I'm going to run it up with Travis Etienne against the lowly Titans, and we'll see what happens. Darnold, Charbonnet, Wan'Dale Robinson, Colston Loveland against Dak, Bijan, Olave, George Pickens. That's it.
Yeah,
got stuff. Hey, this is making me want to get into your uncle's playoff.
Yeah,
one.
It's my uncle's league. I missed the playoffs again this year. Shocker.
Yeah.
But Yeah, the playoffs one starts next week, and it's a new season, baby.
All is new.
Yeah.
And I just completely flooded. I stopped submitting. That was my bad. I stopped submitting rosters there. But all right, boys, dogs are hungry. It's time. We came close last week. We came close. Baltimore +3, Houston +2.5. Carolina kind of failed us a little bit, but that's okay. We move on. Let's go into week 18. We didn't hit the parlay. Drew, we're going to go with you, Nick, you, and then I'll round us up on our dogs of the week.
Yeah, I am double checking that this line hasn't moved because I liked it initially, and then I'm just curious as to see if it's moving, why it's not moving. I know the Seahawks have to win to get first place. After seeing the way that the San Francisco 49ers can just play, I like the 1.5. I like it a lot.
You got the Niners?
The Niners, yes. Sorry. Niners at home. They win that. They get first. Am I wrong?
Correct.
So
No, you're correct.
Yeah,
I mean, whoever wins that game wins the West and number one seed in the NFC.
Yeah, in my mind, that looks to me a lot like the makings of a pick'em, and that's what the money line shows me of -120 to plus 100. So give me the points and give me 49ers because I just saw them firsthand. Yes, I've seen a lot of Seattle games too in nighttime games, but I like the 49ers of recent of what they're playing. So, yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Just writing that down. Yeah. I mean, 49ers 1.5. Sure. Nick.
All right. So I am taking, I'm going to kind of, Drew, you picked Chris Olave. I like the Saints. I'm getting shucked this week. I'm taking the Saints +3.5 at the Falcons. So the Saints have won 4 games in a row. They've beaten some okay teams. Like they've beaten the Panthers and the Bucks.
Yep.
And the Falcons, watching that game last night, felt like that was like their Super Bowl. Like that was like their emotional game of the season against the Rams on Monday night. The Saints are playing hard right now. Like they're not going to mail it in on week 18. Like the Saints are going to play hard because they're building something for next year. The Saints are, I feel like, in a very similar spot to us last year, minus the winning games part for us. But they've won 4 in a row. They're building something for next year. I think they're going to play really hard. And dude, Tyler Shuck was the butt of a lot of jokes at the beginning of this season, made by me specifically and other people also. Dude is balling out of his mind right now. So I like the Saints a lot in this game.
Plus
Saints
+3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Saints, get this. Saints win this game. Tampa Bay beats Carolina. Saints have the best record in division play.
Yeah.
In the South. That's the weird of the South.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Man. You know what's fun too is the NFL in the last week of the season just has the ability to kind of stack these standalone games in a really fun way.
Yeah.
Panthers Bucks on Saturday, Seahawks Niners at night. So I'm gonna take another one of meaning, and I'm probably gonna not take them on the right week, but I've been taking too much Bucks, and it's really been on a downslide. If you've taken the Bucks recently, holy moly! I do also love the fact that if the Bucks win, they get in the playoffs, and they're 8-9, and they have a below 500 winning percentage, and they get in the damn playoffs with a home game to host. But I'm going to take the Panthers +2.5.
Wouldn't be a dogs of the week if we didn't take the
By the way,
it's true.
I don't know if you guys have heard this or not. Probably
Yes.
have. But
Love
if the Bucks win against the Panthers, if the Falcons then win on Sunday, then technically there's a 3-way tie at 8-9 on top of the AFC South, in which case the Panthers get in. So there's
Correct.
a world where the Bucks win on Saturday and they still miss the playoffs.
Yes.
Great point, dude. Yes. Did you text that last night?
I think Paul might have, or
Okay, yeah.
Drew usually. Okay, Drew did.
That yes. Wild.
I think only in the South. Only in the South.
You know what?
That's it. That's all to say.
I would not be opposed to if there was an NFL rule that came about where it's like, hey, listen, everyone, if you're a division winner, you're in the playoffs no matter what, unless you're under 500, and then fuck you. Like you shouldn't get in that way.
Also, I feel like if all three teams tie at 8 and 9 in the NFC South this week, I think you let the Saints in.
Yeah,
I think at this point,
best record in the division should just go.
If all four teams are under 500, then the team with the best division record, regardless of overall record, should be in the playoffs. And I think the Saints would put up a more of a fight than any of those other. Maybe the Falcons also. Like the Falcons and the Saints, I think are the two best teams in the division, and they're the ones that have no chance of making the playoffs.
Or you just turn it into the way that the XFL had their coin flip.
Hell yeah!
Dude. It was a one-on-one rush for the football.
Dislocate some shoulders, baby.
One representative for the team. Yeah, everybody go.
Yeah. That parlay is at plus 598, so just under 6 to 1.
Okay,
that's what I see.
Love it. Yeah. I did do the ultimate parlay last weekend. As well. Yeah. No, I did it. The 6-teamer. And the first two got off to a bang, and then I happened. My bad, guys. No, I did my own share of pooping, but anyway, let's get into the overs of the week. The overs of the week, Nick. We're gonna go with you. I'm gonna go second, and then Drew will end with you, if that's cool.
Yeah. All right. God, I don't want to stay in this game, so I'm not going to. Oh, yeah. You know what? I am. I'm going to double up on this game. I'm taking Saints Falcons over 43.5. I picked the Falcons. I picked the Saints to cover 3.5 as my dog. I like the over in this game as well at 43.5. So give me Saints Falcons 43.5.
I like it. I like it a lot. Just writing that down. 43.5. Okay. Saints Falcons. This is such a hard one to do. Like no one knows who's playing. No one knows what's on the line.
Correct.
There's a lot of unders I like a lot. In fact, the under I like the most is the Packers at the Vikings at 36.5. I actually like that under, and that's exactly why I'm going to take them for my over of the week. So
it was what you did earlier this year of like, it's too low. Okay, we're going to go.
Well, this one I actually think, honestly, I think that it might not break 25 points total. Like that's just, it's Max Brosmer. It's going to be brutal. But 36.5 Packers, Vikings. Why not?
Why not?
Brosmer versus Tune.
By the way, Clayton Tune might finish the season 0 for 1 with a pick, that sucks. Because that throw was not that bad. It's just anyway.
True.
Anyway.
I'm going Nick's route, and I'm taking the same game that I took the dog, and I'm going Seahawks 49ers. One of the only games that I know everyone's going to be playing. I know that the 49ers don't have a defense. Yes, the Seahawks do have a defense, but I think that 49ers offense is pretty nasty to put up at least 2 to 3 touchdowns to cover that 49. So, yep, I think it's 49.5 actually. So, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Reasonable.
Yep, reasonable indeed. I like the picks, boys.
Plus 587 is what I saw.
Yeah, that's what I got as well. Plus 587.
Don't hate that.
Okay. Fastest 3 minutes. We're gonna just round this out.
Here we go.
In 3-man weave. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Quit it. Be done. Close it out. 5-2, 4-3, 5-2 goes Jason, Nick, Drew. We are all above 500. Jason 46, 44-1. Nick 50. Okay, the math. Oh no, Jay missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Nick 54, 50-1. Drew 61, 43-1. Let's go. Saturday game. Carolina, Tampa Bay has some ramifications to it. Jay, what do you got?
Panthers.
Nick?
I've been on the Bucks for way too long. I'm going Panthers as well.
Consensus. It's the Panthers. It's a Panthers week. We need to see them in the playoffs.
Our consensus picks last week actually did turn out well. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I would say that too. We did have a few of them. I think we had like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, we went 3-0.
I'm going to have to parlay those consensus this year if we have them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one that I've been on a couple of times, Seahawks at Niners. Nick, what do you got?
Same reasons you were talking about. I like the Niners. The Seahawks defense is really good, but the Niners offense is elite. So I like the Niners.
I'm on Niners. We know that. So Niners for me. Jay, consensus?
No. I think the Seahawks seal the division here.
Okay. And first round. Or I'm sorry, first seed. So, okay. Talked about this for Nick, so I'm going to give it to him first. New Orleans, Atlanta. We got New Orleans here?
Nope, we're getting shocked. I'm taking the Saints.
What? Did you hear what I just asked you?
Yeah, but it works. It just
Okay,
it
works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say? What'd you say?
He said, "Are you
It's all
taking
good.
the Saints
We're getting
here?"
shocked.
Oh,
We're
I
getting
thought you said
shocked.
you were taking the Falcons. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're getting shocked.
I was getting ready to make my one-liner.
No. All right. I'm with you, Nick. I have New Orleans. I think they're just the team, like you said. Atlanta spent their energy over the last couple. Although I could see Kirk O'Chains for some reason showing up in this one, acting like he deserves anything in the NFL.
Trying to get a paycheck.
Jay.
That's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, is Kirk O'Chains is going to be playing for another paycheck, and he's going to be the starting quarterback next year for the Atlanta Falcons. And for some reason, old man that won't die owner is just going to keep on keeping on. So Atlanta wins. Art, what's his name? Art.
Arthur Blank.
Arthur Blank.
Yeah.
He founded Home Depot.
Hell of a man.
Oh boy. All right, getting into the battle for Ohio, we've got Cleveland going to Cincinnati, 2 teams that this doesn't mean anything for, but that's why I'm picking Cleveland here, because it might be a 7.5 point spread. Cleveland wins the games that don't mean shit. And that's what happened last week. I just have a feeling that it's going to be a weird one that affects their draft pick. So here you go. Cleveland for me. Jay, where are you at?
Man, that makes the most sense in the world because they did it against Pittsburgh last week, but I think they just, well, I was going to say something and it's not appropriate, but I think they gave it their all last week, and in Cincinnati, I think wins by a lot.
You're going to say spent their load or something?
No, it's something like that.
All right. Nick, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm on Cincinnati as well. I do think Myles Garrett gets the sack record in this game, but I like Cincinnati overall.
Yeah. We all hope that happens for sure.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Giants. Interesting. We got a healthy Jackson Dart. Cowboys just like to score a lot of points. We saw what happened when Russell Wilson was at the helm with an absolute over fest. Nick, where are you at in this game?
I'm gonna take the Giants.
Ooh,
I don't know why. I'm taking the Giants in this game. Every time I think the Cowboys should for sure win, they don't. So
I'm on the boys just because of a fantasy relevance. So, and I think they win irrelevant games just to make it seem like their season was worthwhile. So give me the boys. Jay, where are you at?
I'm with you, Nick, here. I think that this is like hey, we can have the second or third pick overall. Fuck it. We'll slide to 7. You know?
100%. I think they call that doing the Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're going to Browns this one.
Yep.
Last game of relevance here. This is for the actual AFC North. which is just fitting. Had to say, like Mike Tomlin, for some reason, could have won that game last week and just said it's over. Didn't, and we have to take it down to the dramaticism of Week 18. Jay, who you got in Pittsburgh and Baltimore?
I wish both of them would lose. Like neither of these teams deserve to be here. And it's not even like as entertaining as it is with Tampa Bay and in the Panthers. Is like at least with Tampa Bay and the Panthers, like, well, those teams suck and it's gonna be fun. Like these teams, it's like no one wants you in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Steelers just because I think it's just a downer on the playoffs. And I feel like no one wants the Steelers in the playoffs, but everyone kind of does to see Aaron Rodgers and be able to hate a little bit more.
Yeah.
So Steelers.
I've got the Ravens and I've got no Lamar Jackson, Snoop Huntley taking them to the playoffs. Just what I want to see. I want to see Snoop Huntley in the playoffs. Just to show like Lamar won the MVP last year. Doesn't mean nothing to me. So Ravens here. Nick, actually, Josh Allen won.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, but that's okay.
But whatever.
That's okay.
Yeah,
My fault.
He should have won the MVP last year.
He should have won the MVP last year. Yeah.
You know what? The extra reason is I had the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. So clearly, there you go. They're going to win the Super Bowl if Snoop Huntley takes them there. Nick, who you got?
I got the Ravens simply because DK Metcalf still suspended for punching that guy in the face. That man, I should say. And I don't know who the Steelers have on offense that's like a dynamic difference maker besides him. I don't think they have one.
Kenneth Gainwell, dude. Come on.
Kenneth Gainwell, yeah, it's fair. But if you can key on one guy. Anyway, I like the Ravens just because the Steelers just don't have guys. You saw them against the Browns.
That was the worst offensive foot. That looked like the Bears circa 1999. They couldn't do anything. Like it was, and it wasn't even the Browns. Like defense was doing great.
No,
it was just the worst offensive performance I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So for that reason,
how about can I point out one thing in that game? Shadur Sanders running on a 3rd and 15, ending up 7 yards short and getting up like he had just won the Super Bowl.
I saw that too. I was like, whoa,
bro, it's fourth
down,
dude.
And the announcers were very nice about it. They were like, "Hey, he ran really hard there, and it was like he did you love to see the passion, but they are bringing on the punt team."
It's like talking about my kids like T-ball games. Like, well, he tried and he was there and he knew where the bases were, so it was a good day.
True. I'm so glad you brought that up because I was laughing my ass. I was like, "What the? He's like 8 yards short, dude."
Yeah,
anyway,
that is typical Gen Z in the NFL. What it's going to be.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be your Shadors and your Jackson Darts. They just are doing weird stuff.
Do a TikTok dance because they got a first down or we're short by 7 yards.
So Dave Portnoy calls them wiggle dickers, which makes me laugh every time.
I've never heard that, and I love it.
Oh, that's good. All right. Last game. We all know where we're at. Lions Bears. I'm going first. Had it. This would complete my 6 run of games of predicting the end of the season for the Bears. And Bears got to win this one. So it's the Bears. I'm not picking against them for the rest of the season. I know I said last week I was picking because I had that.
Yeah.
But I will not pick against the Bears again. Me so sorry.
Kudos to you for knocking that out of the park, by the way.
That was pretty impressive.
Well done.
That was
done.
Pretty impressive. Me so sorry.
Me so sorry. Yeah. Nick, where you at?
Bears.
Yeah. Jay?
It's always Bears.
You know it. Bears.
Consensus. Let's go. And then let's close. Where are we at, Jay?
Ooh, I'm tired. And I'm going to skip my closing thoughts tonight.
Skip it. Okay.
Skip.
Nick, you skipping?
Just real quick, I just want to let the fans know that the day after Christmas, I was leaving my house late at night to go to a store after the kids went to sleep, and I absolutely smashed the side view mirror of my car into my garage. And it's been a fucking. It was a long week, man. It was not fun. Luckily, the frame for my garage door is fine, but my car, it looks like someone shot it. Like it literally looks like there's a gun, like a bullet wound in my car. So that'll cost me a couple $100 to get fixed. But 2026, we're gonna have a nice car with functioning windows and stuff. So that'd be nice. Mirrors. So
new year, new you.
New year, new me. Exactly. That's it. Just want to let you guys know that I suck at driving. Apparently.
God, can you imagine what it's going to be like when you have two kids driving under the same house in about what?
10 years?
10 years? No.
12 years.
12, yeah.
Both my kids will be driving in 12 years, yeah. Like 11 and a half years.
All right. I'm closing out with, in 5 seconds, this is the first 3-hour barely qualified podcast that we've ever had.
Goddamn.
One, I just have a small little rant. It is now 12:31. It is Christmas Eve. It's New Year's Eve. And today comes out with the final episode of Stranger Things. Jenny and I have always followed it. We've always wanted to follow it. We've been watching it. They came out with episodes on Thanksgiving. They came out with episodes on Christmas. And they are now coming out with the finale episode today at 7:00. Hate it. Absolutely hate all this shit. This new age of like releasing small little clips. Like if you guys have seen how this Avengers Doomsday trailers are going on, and they're doing one a week on the Avatar new movie. I hate you.
Yeah,
I wanted to say
just do it.
More violent words to it. Like you're awful human beings. Don't do that ever. Like if you're going to tease something, you could just tease us with words and then release the full thing when it comes time. Don't do this shit. Don't do that crap.
I'm not going to fucking see Avatar 4 times. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not going to see Avatar 1 time.
Yeah. I hate you all. Just stop this shit. Stop trying to make excess amount of money for no goddamn reason.
They're basically putting the trailer behind a paywall, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And making me go outside for it. Don't do that.
Actually, very American.
Super American. But
yeah.
Maybe the most American thing.
Probably the most American thing I've ever heard, actually. Shit.
Commerce. That's it, Jay.
No, that's a good rant, Drew. That's a good point. Anyway,
that'll do it.
That will do it. That'll do it for this episode of the Barely Qualified podcast. On behalf of Drew Bailey, Nick Lavris, I'm Jason Maxwell. Thanks for listening, and as always, we'll see you on the flip side.
Thank you for listening to the Barely Qualified podcast. Like, comment, subscribe for more on a bi-weekly basis.